Oh my goodness, hello, good morning everybody. Good morning. Hold on. Oh no. Okay, I'm back. I'm so sorry. I'll be hiding again. No, I moved my screens around again and I accidentally knocked a cable and I could see it getting real bad. Sorry, chat. I had to fix that really quickly. Lovely to see you all. Hi, happy Sunday. Good morning. Thank you so much for being here. Hello, Fade and Mum and Hippiester and Clever and Dottie and Ashley and Shax and Jack. Sky, a pleasure as always. Hello, Graveyard Flowers, Neurospicy, Gigi Jasper. Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, depending on where you are on this beautiful planet. Thank you so much for joining me for yet another ad hoc live stream. It is currently 10:30 a.m. on a Sunday morning here in a very muggy Brisbane. It's muggy. So thank you all so much for joining me. I've been away for the weekend, so apologies. I've been a little bit out of the loop. I think I've caught up, though. I think I've captured all of the major key points. There were many live streams. There were lolcow live streams. Yaba and FFG and Kbella were all on live streams. And Foodie was not on live streams. But she made her own content, which she then deleted afterwards, and a slew of community tab posts. But we've got too much to watch today. So today we're going to be watching the response, I suppose, to one of those live streams, which was KEEMSTAR, Meet the Clowns in Your Circus, now deleted, but we're going to go watch it over on Just Sayin's Twitter, and I should probably shout out Just Sayin in the description, because I'm a terrible person who forgets to do that all the time. Video courtesy of... Give a follow, give a like, give a thumbs up, give an all the things. So we're going to start there, and then we're going to move over into the Chatty morning vlog in Kuwait, which I haven't really watched, but I'm assuming is going to be, oh, you guys, you know, I focus so much on the negative, and I should probably, like, the things that I watch are mentally affecting me, and I just need to be a better person. And then we're going to move swiftly over into the Chipotle first impressions in Kuwait. So that's fun. MB, lovely to see you today. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for gifting 5 channel memberships. Welcome or welcome back to Cat Lou, Public Knowledge, Kristen and Medina. Hello, fabulous to see you all today. Enjoy your gapes, and please make sure you thank the fabulous MB for the gift. What happened to the internet break? Oh, Amanda, that one doesn't count. She announced it and then deleted it like 4 hours later, so I don't think that one counts at all. Anyway, we're going to start off with the Meet the Clowns in Your Circus. Now, I did watch this one while it was still up on Foodie's channel, and there's some like really nasty stuff in there. She not only references but pulls clips from the Sam's Bar Lounge stuff and alludes to it being her in a really like messy way. And so we're probably just gonna skip over that. I didn't watch the Sam's Bar Lounge stuff in reaction form. I watched it solo and it made me super uncomfy. So I'm not really interested in revisiting that. So I'll skip over that, but I found it interesting. I found her retelling of her relationship with Old May very interesting because it's incorrect. Voodoo, thank you for gifting 5 channel memberships as well. Lovely. It's good to see you. Happy Sunday. Welcome or welcome back to Clem, Island Dreamer. Hello, Oz Dudette, Serenity, and Kabuta. Fabulous to see you all. Enjoy your gapes, and please make sure you thank the fabulous Voodoo. It makes me laugh every time. The fabulous Voodoo for the gifts. Oh, Marissa, yeah, rewriting the narrative down. She's got her whiteout out. She's no red pens here. Just whiteout. Do you all have whiteout? I miss the little bottles with the liquid. I never liked the tape one. I could never get it right. I'm very heavy-handed. All right, let's get started watching Chantal's nonsense. Let's go. A bucket of white paint.
It's the holiday season, and what better gift to give someone you love than a personal video from me they can keep forever and ever. Get yours now. And yes, I can hear
my tendons cracking. That's not a good sign. It's been a big weekend.
Awesome, but I can still wish you a happy holiday. Get your cameo today.
Bonjour les amis. Hello.
Bonjour.
Oh, I have some things I want to talk about.
Okay.
About the YouTube Underground and Rage Potato FFG being on Lolcat Live. Just gonna put it out there. Keem, you really ran a circus, a clown show. It was embarrassing. It was embarrassing.
I mean, that's kind of what the show is, from everything I gather. But I've really only watched that one panel with like 9 people on it at once, including Foodie. It was a circus.
You have no idea who these people are, so you're gonna learn today, okay? First, I just want to say, okay, my entire point, as usual, what I said, as usual, was completely...
But, like, circuses are entertaining. That's the whole point. Okie dokie.
misconstrued. I've said a million times that I was mad at myself about what happened. I shouldn't have allowed myself to go up there, and I shouldn't have allowed you to look at my pictures. You probably would have done it anyways. The fact that kid behind the camera...
You loved it. You went up literally laughing, dancing, and smiling at the fact that you thought you were going to get either paid, more attention, or both.
Camera is...
Please don't rewrite this narrative. It's too soon.
Taking, you know, a gleeful joy and is laughing at the fact that he tastelessly was the one who distributed my picture, even if it was on...
Again, if you went to the Lolcow live stream after watching it for 3 months or 6 months or however long you've been watching it for, and you expected there to be taste and decorum, that seems like a weird takeaway from that dynamic. But okay.
My OnlyFans in the past, that's my opinion. I don't think it's right to do. To a woman, I don't think it's right. And a part of me feels like you guys don't give a shit about that. And
I don't, personally. You created adult content for the purpose of public consumption. The public consumed it. The public have opinions. Yes, they may be off opinions. Yes, people may say mean things. But no one forced you to do any of this. And the fact that you came online and said the words, "I feel violated," when it comes to you consensually creating adult content and distributing it for people to consume, it's kind of icky. Like, I mean, it's not like, it's my line in the sand. I'm not necessarily all about Chantel's, like, OnlyFans content. No, thank you. But you were not violated by a person. No one forced those actions upon you. You can have regret for it. That's different to being violated, though, just so you know, because that's an accountable thing. That's like a self-driven thing. That's got nothing to do with anyone else. But also, Chantel, you're a dumpster fire clown on the internet. Like, you went to the circus.
that is why I didn't think that I would be good for the show, okay? Nothing personal, whatever. Do you, alright?
She is quite a piece of work, Sandy, yes.
At this point in my life, I'm not the person I was that these people go up on panel and bring up. I'm not that person anymore. I still swear a lot and I still sin, whatever, but I've moved on from that part of my life. I'm 40 and it's just not a headspace. It's not entertaining for me really anymore. I thought that maybe it would be, considering my past and, you know, my status as a lolcow, whatever. I really don't feel...
Well, exactly, Melanie, and that's what I keep forgetting, is that Chantel quite brazenly has flashed... What have we... You know what? I don't want to actually list the things. I might throw up. I don't want to list the things that I've been exposed to from Chantel outside of OnlyFans. Because, again, I was never interested in OnlyFans. I never paid to access OnlyFans. I never wanted to see any of that stuff, right? I still got, like... I still got a lot of exposure to Foodie. I got bare backsides. I got panties. I got, like, getting flashed in the middle of the freeway. I got community tab posts. Like, I'm just an innocent YouTube audience member. I'm not seeking out Chantel's nudity. And yet, for a time, we had to go so far as to invent a PG filter to make sure that we weren't accidentally getting, like, full-on nudity from the train wreck that we were watching on YouTube. Make that make sense. Make the flashing make sense, Chantel. Make any of it make sense. Because it's not being violated. You sat here in bra and panties on live stream, consuming thousands of milligrams of edibles, Those were your choices. Those were your choices. God damn it. Voodoo, thank you for the super chat, honey. Voodoo says she's trivializing the experience of all SA survivors with her co-opting of the status of a consensual event. I agree, Voodoo. Like, I think it's... And I'm not smart enough to kind of word this correctly, but it gives me... Like, it's not the same. It's not even close. And she'll get into the old mate stuff, but Chantal does this thing where she kind of blends all of her problems into one thing, so you can't disagree. Like, you can't, like, in Chantal's brain, or her argument that she tries to make, she says, you can't say that it's okay for people to see my nudes unless you also think that what happened to me with old mate was okay. And it's that very, like, black and white binary thinking where it's like, oh no, your situation with old mate was absolutely terrible and you were exposed to really dangerous situations. He's a bad person. And it doesn't surprise me at all that he was abusive in every way, because you literally told us that within the first month of seeing him. But also, like, people seeing your nudes online that you consensually produced for public consumption, they are very different things. Like, they are not the same thing, and you can have different opinions about both situations.
Like, I am a lolcow anymore. I feel like I don't really do much. I'm kind of boring now, but whatever. I eat in a hijab. I travel, do things around Kuwait, whatever. So, my point...
Oh, and you fight with people on the internet. Don't forget that part, Chantal.
...is, I'm not
surprised... You do love to do that.
...at all that, this is... I knew this was going to happen. This panel, this blah, blah, blah. All right. My haters are piranhas, and any opportunity...
I thought we were pigeons.
They're going to leech off of it, and that's kind of what you guys are doing. So, anyways.
Personally prefer to be a pigeon than a piranha. Yeah.
And let me use this analogy. In the court of law, there's a judge, which would be you, Keem, because it's your show.
Why are we comparing this to a court of law? Where's Annie?
There's a defendant, and there's the opposite side of that. There's...
Plaintiff? Isn't it prosecution? Prosecution and defense, right? Is that the other side of it? Okay.
Defendant, and there's the opposite side of that.
Pigeons are great. Pigeons were domesticated, and then we stopped needing to use them, but they all just want to be our friends. They're basically cats with wings, and not cats.
There's the person doing the accusing, then there's a defendant, and you really...
Yeah, prosecution and defense. Okay, good. I've seen a lot of Law and Order.
Just listen to one side and we're like...
Plaintiff and defendant. Prosecution and defense. Okay.
Oh, wow, that's insane. About everything they said, when it was pretty much all lies. Like, number one, I'm dying of laughter, because I knew if FFG and Yabba, being the disgusting fat cowards they are, went on any panel, they're not going to cam up. Please do me a favor, please. Ask them to cam up the next time they come on. This is what FFG looks like. The fact that they say that they talk shit about my behavior is bullshit. There's nothing to talk about now. They have the nerve. I heard Yabba say that I bully her. I bully her.
Legal beauty.
I bully you? Look at her channel.
1K vids about me. Do you know what? I don't watch a lot of everybody else. Like, I hear things, obviously, and I scroll on Twitter, and we have chats here. I don't really watch a lot of everybody else. It's hard to keep up. There's so much content. But I watch a lot of Chantal, and it really does seem like Chantal's always got something to say about reaction channels. So it wouldn't surprise me if reaction channels felt a little bit bullied, because she's always gone after them. Which is not in defense of anyone. It's just, you know, perspective.
Do I have thousands of videos on these women? These creatures?
I can guarantee you have brought up reaction channels in over 1,000 streams, yes. Batty, it's just a different content, like just a different format, you know? Batty, thank you for being here for 2 months. Batty says, thank God for Dr. Chantal Marie Esquire. She's out here to teach the children, Batty.
No, I don't. No. What I do is I defend myself and match their energy. These people have been bullying me for years.
Bullies.
I mean, I consider the source, so it doesn't really hurt my feelings. They're cowards. They don't cam up. Show your fat faces. It's unbelievably hypocritical and hilarious to me that Boogie, who's bigger than me, I'm 349 pounds. I weighed myself in Thailand.
I'm sorry, what does physicality, looks, or weight have to do with any of this argument? I'm sorry, I'm confused.
Weighed myself in at the doctor's. I've weighed myself several times here, but they say it's a rigged scale. There's always some kind of bullshit with no proof.
You need to find a topic and stick to it, man, because
Okay. So if you want...
you're like 5 minutes in and you have brought up 17 different things that an outside audience member would have no reference for. Like, imagine going on Lolcow Live and being introduced to like 5,000 brand new people, however many it was, and being like, hi, my name's Chantal. In the past, I've been a dumpster fire on the internet. Now I'm a reverted Muslim living in Kuwait with my loophole husband. Nice to meet you. I make travel vlogs. If you want to see me mukbang, I love to shove a corn dog down my throat and get paid for it. Imagine being introduced to a brand new group of people and then you make this video, which is literally just, oh, quick, I've got to revisit every talking point that reaction channels have ever had about me ever and bring to light every talking point. If I were a brand new viewer watching this, I would be like, I'm sorry, who is this FFG and Yabba? They seem to have a better grasp of this situation because this is messy. This is confusing. This is hard to follow. Let me go and speak to someone over there.
If that's your entertainment, just believing stupid shit for whatever, if that's what you're into, fine. But you must know some things about these people too, okay? First of all, Yaba is a scab of YouTube. Her skeletons outweigh mine any day of the week.
Girl, it's not a competition.
I'm trying to think.
It's not a competition of who could be worse on the internet. We need to take that idea out of your brain.
There's some things that they accuse me of. I'd never smoked crack in my life.
Wait, was it crack or meth? I'm not good on the substances, but you smoked a mystery meth pipe on your second date with old mate. You told us about it, and you got really, really sick.
Accuse me of. I'd never smoked crack.
You literally have a burn mark from it. Are you misremembering? Do we need to remind her?
Life. First of all of these things that they're talking about were from more than 3 years ago, or about 3 years ago, okay? This guy...
The mystery meth pipe is like... I'm surprised we don't have an emoji for it.
That they say...
Iconic moment in Chantal lore.
I chased around. First of all...
You did chase him around. You chased him around for 2 years because within the first month or two, you came online and you said, oh, you guys, it's abusive in every way, and if ever I'm in danger and you're watching and you need to call the police to help me, I'm going to say paper clips 3 times. That's not a lie for anyone new. If you ever see the reference to paper clips, that's what the context is. Chantal sat on a live stream and said, I know you guys know where I live. If ever I say, let's have a safe word just in case things get like too dangerous. The guy had gone to prison, jail, whatever, for stabbing 2 people for 2 years minus a day. And Chantal thought it was a good idea to, 1, chase him across Canada because he wasn't living locally. 2, take drugs from him. And 3, fuck him on a floor mattress. She didn't even have the dignity to ask to go in the real bed. She got the fuck mattress on the floor. And I'm pretty sure she was doing it all raw. Ew.
Went through, and it's all...
Have some self-respect, Foodie.
Documented. Go look up Sam's Bar Lounge video. Actually, I'll play the clip for you.
Nope, we are not watching this. Sorry, chat. For those of you who want to watch it or who have never seen Sam's Bar Lounge, you can find other people who will cover it. Probably don't do it alone. You'd need a buddy, but it's essentially... Chantal's going to paint it very differently shortly, but essentially it is old mate and Dee Dee having a altercation while on a FaceTime with... Oh, wasn't it another content creator? Wasn't it someone on a FaceTime or a Discord call or something who recorded it and then leaked it out? Was it another content creator? I can't remember. But yeah, essentially it was someone... Yeah, it was bad. It was gross. And essentially confirmed old mate being quite abusive towards Dee Dee. Yeah. I was one of the mods. Yeah, it was one of the mods.
Documents at the police station. That's a fucking lie. That's a bullshit lie. I went to charge him because he was abusing me, just like you saw in that video. When this was happening.
Okay, so that's the reference there. So she says, abusing me just like you see in that video, which I think she's trying to insinuate that it's her in the video. And I even saw, while this was still up, some people in the comments of this video were asking whether or not that was her because she sounded so different. It was not Foodie. This was after Old Mate had claimed, God, I hate that phrase. I've heard that too much. Old Mate had claimed Dee Dee, and Chantal was mad. I'm pretty sure that's the timeline. Yes, and just for context as well, while I'm rattling around in my memory of that time, Chantal also sat there and said, good, Dee Dee deserved it. Dee Dee deserved abuse because she had stolen Old Mate away from Chantal. That's what Chantal had said. Those were her words. So Chantal also sat here and proclaimed that she was... And I don't doubt that Chantal was abused in chasing Old Mate. But we sat here for a really long time, almost 2 years, telling Chantal it was a bad idea. Bad idea, bad idea, bad idea. And that doesn't excuse any of that. But also Chantal was not tied to this man in any way. Chantal had her own transport, didn't have kids, didn't live with him, had no financials tied up in him outside of paying for his iPad, phone, rent, bills, and then potentially also renting him a place, which just fell through, which was questionable. But even after all of this, even after the threesome with Dee Dee, even after Grey Arby's, even after Cuba Rage, coming back from that, Chantal still thought she had a chance to chase Old Mate, even after telling the internet she'd been in this abusive relationship. Go and check the data, like, people go back 7-8 times, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Let me go to a police station and lay charges on him and get a protection order so that he can't contact, or a no contact order so he can't contact me. Then coming online and saying, oh, I wish we could remove the no contact order so we could still see each other but still hold the charges. Literally said something like that, kind of sort of verbatim. Literally wanted to hold charges on a man but still sleep with him because that's how fucked her brain is. Even after all of that, after Cuba Rage, she still came back and said to the internet, I think it's a good idea if we're YouTube partners. And so they had cute little dates out to like sex hotels and the botanical gardens. This is not normal behavior. This is not. It's just not. And again, just in case anyone's new, that is the short form historical version of what happened over 2 years while Chantal was chasing Old Mate. I could go on for like 7 hours recalling the terrible history of that time. But that's the reality, that Chantal made a lot of poor choices, but continued to make poor choices. And also the audience was always wrong. Because she would come online and cry about how Old Mate's terrible, and then the next day say, you don't know him like I do, you don't know him off camera, he tells me he loves me, this, that, and the other. We all sat there for 1.5 years and said, girl, that's because you're paying him. Like, he's an employee, what are you doing? And then she sat there and said, after he'd officially moved into Dee Dee's, after her trying to lay charges on him and that all falling through, and after the May stuff came out and all of this terrible shit, Chantal said, well, I watched a 2-hour documentary about narcissists, and I think that's what he is. Whew, boy. It's a lot, Chantal. Anyway, this is just me prefacing what the actual history was, but you go ahead and try to rewrite this all.
The police station. That's a fucking lie. That's a bullshit lie. I went to charge him.
Cliff's notes, exactly. Deb, thank you for being here for 46 months, love. Deb says, thanks, Poppy, for all the info and the fun loves. You're welcome, love. Thanks for the support. And Pretty, thank you for the support as well. I hate it here. Oh, thanks, mate. I appreciate having you here. Thank you for the support. And Eva, thank you for the super chat. Sorry I missed you. Eva says she doesn't mention K-Bella at all. I wonder why. Well, I mean, I think I know why. I think Poopy probably has an issue with the fact that Chantal keeps bringing up he comes from a repressive culture, it's just his fetish, you guys don't shame him. Because that's a stance to take. And MB, thank you for the super chat as well. Love MB says, it feels like she's becoming more unhinged. It's giving whirling dervish energy. I agree. I think that Chantal's probably hopping between like high blood pressure mad and like boohoo sad. And coming online or coming to record a rage or whatever is just kind of Chantal's coping mechanism. It's just what she does. It's how she gets her feelings out. She doesn't actually talk to people. She just yells at the camera. And Kit Kat, thank you for being here for 6 months, love. Kat says, playing Path of Exile 2. Ooh, nice. While listening. Cheers. I hope the grind's going well. Thanks for the support.
Because he was abusing me, just like you saw in that video. When this was happening, I talked about everything he did to me. He gave me STDs.
We know.
He financially abused me. He emotionally abused me.
The financial thing is Chantal's own choice. There was never a story about him stealing money, about him stealing cards. It was every story Chantal told us about the financial conversation was Chantal willingly giving money. And as much as a monster and terrible person as Old Maid is, I don't think that that's accurate to say that Chantal was financially abused. Because from everything that we saw, Chantal was willfully paying for iPads, paying for phone subscriptions, paying for... What was that stupid phone slot game he was playing? Crazy Rats or whatever. Buying all of his groceries, paying his rent. And that's how the relationship started pretty strongly that way. The relationship. It was not... Situationship. The situationship was that Old Mate was a labourer and Chantal came into the picture and Chantal said, no, honey, you don't need to go. You could just stay with me. I could just pay for things. I can pay for your rent. I can pay for your groceries. If anyone was being financially manipulative, it was Chantal. That is not in defense of anyone, but that is just saying she literally walked in the door basically holding cartoon money bags and saying stay with me, pay attention to me, claim me, and all of this will be yours. And he basically saw dollar signs and a piggy bank. Tina, thank you for the super chat, honey. Tina says, hello from Dubai. Hello. DV is not something I take lightly. Insane. Chat later. Oh, no worries, Tina. That's okay. You take care of yourself. Chantal is... I think Chantal's a heavy topic around this. And I remember I took it all a lot. I won't say more seriously because it is serious. But I was definitely a lot more careful with the way that I'd approach my own reactions to it all. Because it was the lizard brain in me was this is a terrible situation for anyone to be in. I was very sympathetic to the situation. And it was girl, Chantal, get a grip. Stop being a dumpster fire. Stop doing this. Red flags, red flags, red flags. We had built a hot air balloon out of red flags by week 2. It was crazy. And it was disappointing that Chantal just continued down that path. And I don't know whether or not that was defiance or whether or not it was, what's that thing called where you've invested so much time and energy, not narrative, sunk cost fallacy. That's it. I don't know whether or not Chantal got 3 weeks in and was oh my God, I've promised all of these things and I'm technically having a good time, but there are these problems to overcome. But the fact that Chantal would come every day to the internet to tell us all of the terrible things she was experiencing and basically block people who said stop going back, just stop going back, what are you doing, stop going back, and that's how she lost a lot of her following, was that a lot of people have experience with similar things or are sympathetic or empathetic to the situation and are just being girl, what are you doing? By the end of it, we were comparing it to what would happen if your friend came to you literally every day telling you about wanting to break up or wanting to stop seeing this partner or how terrible this partner was or all of the terrible things they were experiencing with this partner. And the logic was they didn't live together. They didn't own anything together. They didn't have kids together. She literally had to drive an hour to get to him every time. There was nothing holding him to her outside of her desire to be with him, which is insane. Insane. Serenity, thank you for being here for 5 months, love. Serenity says, so glad to be spending the evening with you all. Thanks, mate. I hope you're having a fabulous weekend. It's good to see you. And Leander, thank you for the super chat as well. Leander says, a Sunday pulpy. Yay. Happy Sunday, lovely. And Ariel, thank you for being here for 7 months, love. Ariel says, she did say all you had to do was fake love me. I mean, that's what she said. She specifically said all you had to do was fake love me. And she would be bringing the buckaroos. And Sea-Smoke, thank you for being here for 23 months. Sea-Smoke says, we were all terrified for her at one point. Oh, 100%. I was afraid for her when she was out, walking the Ottawa docks at, 1 a.m. I was afraid for her when she went and met Frank. I was girl, why are you getting drinks on stream? It was boba tea, so it was fine. But, Why are you going out and meeting a stranger in a dark car park who's bringing you a drink that you didn't see made? You didn't see that made. You didn't see where that came from. And he's going to sit in the car with you? Oh, he's a abuser. It's fine. Girl, are you insane? Are you insane? And that's why everyone references Frank as, like, the starting point to the insanity of the Tinder tales and the old mate, like, story time. Because she basically said, oh, look, it's my birthday and there's a beezer who's local and they want to catch up. And instead of going to, like, a public place, she live streamed a car meetup with boba tea. Crazy. Q's, hello. Thank you so much for joining the channel as a member, mate. I appreciate it. Enjoy your emojis. Thanks for being here.
He was...
And Poopy was a whole different story. He literally lived halfway across the planet. She didn't know him.
With hookers, which is how he gave me an STD, and I didn't know. He beat me. He burnt cigarettes out on me.
I had heard it as flicked cigarettes. Different. But anyway, this is not me. The hard part about talking about this stuff is that I hear it and I'm like, I hope no one hears me defending old mate, because he is a dumpster fire, like, monster. He's a terrible, terrible person. Garbage. Absolute garbage. And dangerous as well. But just the fact that Chantal has deleted all of the content, like, it's, well, not deleted, privated all of that content, and there are still reactions to it, and you can go back, even on this channel, you can go back 3 years, 4 years, and watch the whole thing play out. But the fact that her retelling of the history is very not the same as what I remember sitting through and listening to is telling.
And the fact that they're just up there, that's what they do. They're vile. So to say that I'm the vile person, when they're literally victim shaming somebody who's been in an abusive relationship. So what happened was, I was in love with this person, okay? And then...
Shits yourself. Good to see you. You do make a good point, yes. And all of this was happening in the height of, like, quarantines and lockdowns and COVID and all of that stuff.
He became abusive. They're not abusive right away, you know? I fell in love with this person, unfortunately, and I've never had experience with being in an abusive relationship in my life before like that. You know...
But Daddy, I love him, was often muttered by me.
I've always been, before that, I was in like 14 years of, like, with decent people. I mean, I've had some bad apples here and there, but nothing long term. So he's a narcissist abuser. So
yeah, the 2 household era, exactly.
He's vile. He's actually in court right now for SA of an elderly person. So they believe the person he's with now, as you've seen, is abused. They believe that the elderly woman could be abused, but not me, because they hate me. So anything to fit their narrative, right? Now, I went to the police station.
I don't think it's not fitting my narrative. Like, this is the story that you have told over 2 years. But your words, your actions, and the things that we actually see on camera all are very different.
And I never filed a false report. Prove it. You have not seen the report. When I wanted to retract the report, I said that I told the police that I was mentally ill and I wasn't remembering the facts correctly and I was exaggerating them, which was not true. Actually, the first time...
She really fucking shot herself in the foot with that one.
I filed the report, everything was true.
No, the reason you retracted the report was because you wanted to sleep with old mate again. You wanted to get high and fuck. That's why. I mean, initially, the claims on the report... I don't think we ever actually saw any of that. Oh, no, she came online and told us, remember? She said that she didn't actually... I don't know if she mentioned, like, DV or abuse or anything in those claims, but I remember she specifically said about the keys. He hid her keys from her, so entrapment, that was it entrapment? Not kidnapping, it was entrapment or something along those lines, was the major talking point around the charges.
I was mentally ill and I wasn't remembering the facts correctly and I was exaggerating them, which was not true. Actually, the first time I filed the report, everything was true. Everything. I don't even know why I'm bothering defending myself. This is like the only video I'm going to make about this. And
this is spoilers, chat. This is not the only video she's ever made about this.
And then
false imprison. Oh, was it entrapment? Confinement. It was confinement. You're right, chat. Confinement.
You guys can keep having your clown show. I don't care. Whatever. I'm moving on with my life.
It's very strange to me that she's clarifying all of this, like, old mate stuff from years ago, while also talking about the locale live stuff. How did all of this get tied together?
I don't like talking about this person anymore. And the whole 2 years that I was going through this, they were making my life hell with their reaction videos, with their victim shaming, just being disgusting. So, FFG wants to talk about doxing. There's actually screenshot proof, and somebody is going to send it to me. In her Discord, she doxes people.
Okay, well, I'll believe you, Chantal.
And she's got on her Twitter banned many times for doxing people.
Sorry, Chantal. If you're going to tell me something's happening, you can't show me that it's happening. I just can't. I can't. I'm sorry. I can't trust you.
The dox that she's talking about was years ago, and she was using a Google burner phone, which she even...
What I can trust is having watched Chantal's content, because that's what I do. I'm an audience member of Chantal. So I've seen plenty of stuff from you. And that's who I watch and talk about. So...
admitted to using a burner phone number. It wasn't even her real phone number.
Hey, Jem.
And she got into a tiff with this guy that I was with, the abuser, and he basically was like, you know, if you...
She got into a tiff. Hold on. That's not how any of that went. The history of FFG reaching out to Chantal is well documented because it was on a live stream. It was referred to in multiple live streams, where Chantal and FFG had a phone call conversation. Essentially, FFG warning her that old mate was not a good person, that he was a known individual, and that he had stabbed 2 people. And Chantal basically turned around and said, oh, I know all of that. I know what I'm doing. Get fucked, in short. And then the live stream that she's referring to, she was proving that there were text messages or something, and then threatening... is that the right word? Threatening FFG that she would give her contact details to old mate, which all seemed very... because he was right there. He was pissed. And then turned around the phone and it had the number on it. So that's my memory of that live stream.
Love me.
My memory is not great, but also, like, I remember important narrative points that we kind of have been talking about for years.
Go after her, blah, blah, blah kind of thing. And I, of course, took his side. I was completely blinded. But she was very invasive. She was very invasive with her videos about the situation. She was just very disgusting. And so I showed messages and I held the phone up and it accidentally showed her number. And I felt bad about that. It was an accidental dox. And I even offered, it's on camera, to change her number and pay for it.
That doesn't take away from the fact that that's what you did, though.
They ignore that, though. So, anyway, these women are deplorable. They're worse. They're 100 times worse. They project. They're gaslighting. Their audience are just a bunch of zombies because they hate me. So yeah, because they lie to their audience about everything. Like, it's just...
Okay, this is my thing. I can't lie about the things that we're watching together because we're watching the things together. So I don't understand how that's possible, Chantal. We are reaction channels collectively. We watch the content. How is it how are we able to watch content, the thing that is right in front of us, and make up all of these lies and fabrications? Because we can't, like, the entire community cannot be suffering from, like, a Mafdala effect. Of misremembering something entirely. I mean, you did see it when we were talking about, like, what was posted on the community tab versus what was posted on the OnlyFans. And there is often confusion because it's not that we remember things differently. It's just we collectively remember different things happening at different times. And it's very hard to track and manage because the histories are all over the shop. But ultimately, we are watching the content in real time. We are watching it kind of roll out. And how is it that we're able to lie if the evidence is the content that we're watching? Doesn't make sense. That was a callback. Yeah, that was a callback. Tucker and friends, thank you for being here for 3 months, love. Tucker says, hi, I'll be glad to be a member. Oh, thanks, mate. I appreciate the support. Good to see you today. Happy weekend.
It's ridiculous.
Oh, and Sarah Ann, thank you for being here for 25 months. Sarah Ann says, thank you for not letting her gaslight everyone. I'm sick of it. I'm just so sick of it. Like, it's painful. And part of me honestly thinks that she's doing this stuff, one, in response to, like, the conversation that was had on Lolcow Live both times. But two, because she probably thinks that she's going to get new people watching her, and she's trying to paint reaction channels as like these terrible people who have done terrible things in reference to her, but are also terrible people outside of that, which I'm assuming is what she's trying to do here. The long and short of it is, there are lots of different people who watch Chantal, and lots of different people who react to Chantal, and lots of different people who just watch, you know? And whether or not they are a good or bad person in your opinion does not take away from the fact that Chantal has been a dumpster fire train wreck on the internet. And again, just because you like or dislike, agree with or disagree with someone does not mean they are necessarily lying. Because we have the evidence. It is right here. Sarah Ann, thank you very much. Oh, sorry, I read that one already. Sorry, Sarah Ann, thank you.
What do you even, at one point someone was talking about, Yaba was talking about McDonald's. Like, what the fuck? Where is, I want proof that I give all my money to him. Oh. Because what you don't know is that before...
Okay, just to clarify, and this is for you, Chantal, you'll never watch this, thank God, different reality. This is a good screen grab. I don't have evidence that your marriage is not a loophole, outside of you telling us it was a loophole. Wasta. I don't have evidence that you give all of your money to Poopy, outside of the fact that over the last 2 years of you being in this loophole marriage, he has elevated his status from a studio bachelor apartment to the hot and spicy KFC box to the seaside condo, and upgraded his car, and seemingly has less and less to do. Now, it doesn't take a genius to tie the things together collectively that his life has improved since you've since you've become a consistent tourist in Kuwait. I have no evidence of any of this. Now, in regards to the loophole marriage, that one's a fun one to talk about because there's laws and legalities and processes and all of that kind of stuff, none of which make sense when it comes to your loophole marriage. And we don't need to talk to you about it because you don't even understand what the fuck's going on. We'll talk to people who have lived experience, like working or living or just being in the Middle East. When you talk about things like reverting and Islam, funnily enough, there's a whole heap of people who have experience with that religion, Mary. So it's not that we need to necessarily have proof of any of this stuff. We just need to watch you try to lie your way out of a paper bag, which you fail to do daily, and put together the rest. It's fine. The entire audience accepts the fact that we don't have proof that you give your entire paycheck to Poopy, but you do. You do. New place to stay, new car, doesn't seemingly have to work. It's great. It's great. You seem to be very concerned over the price of everything, and you sat there for a time and said, oh, well, what's the point in spending money on material things, you know? All you really need is a roof over your head and this, that, and the other. And now you're getting to the point where paying for a cup of coffee is hard on a card that is not yours, is his, because you can't have a bank account there. We don't need proof of any of this. We just watch it roll out and then put the pieces together. We're not introducing anything new to the conversation. It's just what we're watching. And then people's experiences or knowledge or just sensibility. It's not hard. Tina, thank you for the super chat. Tina says, Salah can't sponsor her. Well, yeah. Yep. And we went through that conversation about all of that. Can't get married on a tourist visa, having to sue the courts, WASTA, all of that BS. And yet Chantal is consistently still out of country every 3 months. So, okay, yeah, there's no proof that she's not on a tourist visa. There's just circumstantial evidence that points to the fact that for the last 2 years, she has not been sponsored. She told us at one point in time that she had a civic ID. Is it civil ID? Civil ID? Civic ID. Civil ID. And that one was shot down within a week of her talking about it because everyone who had any knowledge of any of those systems basically sat there and said, even if they are married and even if she is somehow sponsored, there is no way she could have a civil ID at this point in time. And then that conversation got shot down and she never mentioned it again because she's very brazen with her lies. She's very bold with her lies. And recently there was a live stream where she sat there and said, yep, okay, you guys are right, whatever. And it was the first time I'd actually seen Foodie just actively give up on a lie instead of just letting it fizzle. She actively was like, yep, you guys know everything, whatever. You don't need to know about it, it's fine. It was great. But Chantal is... The rule one is that her pants are always on fire. And that's why we don't trust anything. And then she'll sit there and cry and say, you have no proof, you have no evidence of this, that, and the other. We have a brain and we have eyes. That's all we need.
Before I met him, he had his own place. Like, he was established here. If you look up the laws of Kuwait, okay? If you're smart people, you cannot live in Kuwait as an expat. He's a Syrian expat living in Kuwait, unless you have a job. He was here. You need a work visa. All right? So
yeah, but there are also, like, a bajillion shady, like, shell companies that are put together for Worcester. Worcester fixes everything, apparently. By Kuwaiti citizens who are able to say, yes, I'm going to get paid, and yes, I own 51% of this company, and yes, these 3 other people are all shareholders or business holders or business operators or whatever. We pay them a summary. And it could go even deeper to that, where shell companies could exist purely for the sake of, say, romance scamming money out of a specific Canadian dumpster fire on the internet to pay $9,000 into that business as an investment opportunity, which she spoke about before moving from Kuwait. She said it was real estate, but I think it was perfume. And that's how people get paid. That's how a payroll continues to come out from a company that may exist but doesn't actually exist. You know, like, remember back when people were looking for the actual warehouse when we were talking about that, and it turned out that the business address of this whimsical perfumery was in the middle of a mall, but the shop didn't actually exist in a mall, because businesses have to have, you know, business addresses so that they operate as businesses, assumedly. Anyway, it all seems very shady. Voodoo, thank you for the super chat. Voodoo says, every time I say Worcester, I do the jazz hands. It's really fun.
He has his own business. He's in business partnership with a Kuwaiti and some other people.
Uh-huh.
He has to have money to be here. There's no homeless people in Kuwait for that reason. None.
That's a lie. There are homeless people in Kuwait.
Right? So...
Maybe not a lie. Maybe she's just misinformed. But it's like her saying, there's no drug use in Kuwait. What are you talking about? There's no homelessness. There's no stray animals. There are street animals, but there are no rescues. There are no organizations that help animals off the streets. It's just the way it is. It's just the culture. And you're all uncultured.
He had his own place, bachelor, whatever. He had his own car. He still has his own place in his own car.
Yeah, there is no war in Ba Sing Se. That's exactly what it is, Batty.
Because yes, I have debts that I'm taking care of with my youth.
Also, chat, there's a heap of you here. Thanks for hanging out today. If you'd like to hit the like button, feel free. If not, that's okay. But I'd appreciate it.
YouTube income, which, by the way, Social Blade is wrong. It's not $500 a month. Please, you think I would be on here for $500 a month? No.
I think she's probably making about $4K a month.
I don't give him shit. Like, we're married, and anyway, it's not anyone's business. Keem, do you give your wife money? You know, I'm sure people say the same thing about you. And Boogie, too. Do you think Desi is with you because you're good looking? You both have money. You both have clout. So why are you shaming me for that?
I'm sorry, is this an acknowledgement that Poopy's just with her for money?
I don't give him shit. Like, we're married, and anyway, it's not anyone's business. Keem, do you give your wife money? You know, I'm sure people say the same thing about you.
Is anyone reading this as, yeah, I pay for him, but you all pay for your partners as well? Is that what this is giving?
And Boogie, too. Do you think Desi is with you because you're good looking? You both have money. You both have clout. So why are you shaming me for that? Anyway.
Right. Well, renter husband confirmed, I guess.
It's all false. All
there
false.
You go.
Shit. So the things that you're like, yeah, get her over. It's not a win that you think it is, because it's all BS. You know, I have done some...
I love that for you, Foodie. I love that. I mean, I don't, because historically, and looking even during the Tinder tales, back in Canada, like, before Old Mate, and even after, it was kind of interesting, because Chantal would always say, well, often try to allude to the fact that she wasn't paying for everything, but would also sit there and be totally okay to pay for everything. And she recognizes her place in life. Like, she recognizes the people that she wants in a relationship will only be in a relationship with her for money. Or for something. Like citizenship or whatever. The only reason people will be with Foodie, the people who she desires or finds desirable, will only be with her for something. And it's not for love, it's not for companionship, it's not for anything like that. It's for money or benefit. And we saw that in conversations with some of the people that she was paying for their time on Tinder. We saw that for the entirety of the old mate debacle, and we've seen it here. And that's why people think that, Chantal. It's not because you don't hold hands. It's not because you don't have PDA. It's not because he doesn't compliment you or, like, seem as if he's interested at all. It's because you have a long-running history of proudly being with people who are really only interested in one thing from you. Benefits. We said rent an Omega. One. Ayana, hello, welcome back to the channel as a member, mate. I appreciate it. I hope you're having a great day.
Pretty outlandish things years ago, like I said.
How am I only like 10 minutes through this? Oh my god, shut up.
And since reverting to Islam, I've been struggling with completely changing as a person.
Let her talk. Do you know what? I'm done revisiting the mental histories, but I have it all out there now, so do you.
Don't know how sociopathic these women are, especially FFG. Of course I threaten legal action. You know what this woman does? Just watch one of her streams. There's no talent. There's no camming up. It's just sitting there pausing the spacebar and fat shaming me when she's got 12 chins herself, all right? This woman is Danny DeVito, Batman from Batman, all right? The Penguin from Batman. She has no place. Make her cam up, please.
Boo-hoo, boo-hoo. They fat shame and body shame me, but also in the same breath, let me fat shame and body shame them.
Her cam up. Just do it. She won't do it. At least I show my fat self, right? So anyway, this woman is insane. I travel regularly to Canada because, you know, that's where I'm from and my family.
Like every 3 months?
No,
just out of country every 3 months.
On my life, she would take note of my backgrounds, the stores in the backgrounds. And she would then drive down to my hometown where I was, go to stores that I shop at and show them a picture and ask if I shopped there, just for content. So for example,
Andrea, hello.
I always smoked weed. In Canada, it's legal. Here, it's not. But when I would go back to Canada, I would smoke. And
No, silly. You would just be jet lagged, not high. That's crazy. Why would you ever admit to that?
I went to a dispensary, and I didn't tell anybody about it, because why do I have to? Why do I have to tell you what I'm doing every minute of the day? You know, why would I tell people that? Like, I don't.
Well, I mean, it was kind of curious to see you be the love, be the lighting online and telling us all what terrible people we are because we're Christian and not being Christian, or atheist and we're just terrible because of that. You were, what's the word? Lecturing us? Is that the word? Sure. About how pious and modest and respectful you were. And then the minute you touched down in Canada, you ate a non-halal chicken sandwich and just was on the hunt for the gummies. So it's hypocrisy, really.
I don't know. So they suspect, oh, she's high, whatever.
It's just
I don't know what the point of that was, but who cares? So she thought, to prove it, she would stalk me and drive from Montreal to my hometown, more than an hour away, about an hour, go to the dispensary with her psycho ass, show a picture of me, and say, did this woman shop here? Almost costing someone their job. But I'm the crazy stalker. All right, yeah, so she's...
From memory, you were the one who came online and called out the specific staff member in that store. Ah, that's right. You came online and you said, oh, it was that girl from high school who always hated me, who had a job in that dispensary, and her name was like something. That was you. That was you.
What she keeps holding over my head is this whole, I doxed her fake Google number years ago. That was years ago. And it was an accident, and I offered to change her number. So, what? What now? Anyway, there's so much more. And to sit here and accuse me of being a doxer, but in the next breath, Scabba is going to laugh at the fact that Marty targeted my mother, who had no dog in this fight, no horse in this race. The shit he did to her was awful. In the middle of the night, when my mom was sleeping, because she has a life and she needs to work, would send escorts to her home. Like, dangerous shit. Like, things that only people who are inbred would laugh at. It's funny that you call me Funko. Like, what even, like...
Remembering that period in time, and chat, you all know my stance on it. No touchy the reality. But I also remember Chantal coming online and having a lot to say in regards to... Wasn't she almost... I don't want to say anything was deserved, but Chantal didn't help the situation by saying, oh yeah, well, my stepdad's got a crossbow, bring it on. Because she felt as if she were quite correct, quite, I don't want to say vindicated, quite like righteous in the conversation about CIRCUS. So anyway, just remembering that period of time a little differently to Chantal.
Something attenuated.
Foodie Junior, hello.
Laugh at. Like my mom after my uncle and that.
Good to see you, Brooke.
There's literal proof of who my dad is online. Easy. I can't. I'm sorry, Keem. I can't with dumb people. I'm sorry. But if anyone is inbred, Yabba, it's you. You are straight from the movie Deliverance. You rabid chipmunk hillbilly. Like, you sound inbred. You look inbred, huh, Chantal? You're projecting. I've proven so many times that I don't pay for shit here. I pay for my debts back in Canada. By the way, Wings, you're wrong. Maybe do some research.
Oh.
But I cannot escape my tax debt. I can't just run here and be like, I'm not going to pay Canada. No, that doesn't work that way.
We know.
You have to pay taxes.
We know. We know because your YouTube money is not going into a Kuwaiti bank account because you don't have one. It's still going into your Canadian bank account, which means your taxes from, and the, what was it? What do you call it when you go to court to say, please bankrupt me, and they say, no, pay? What's that called? Unsettled bankruptcy? Yeah, you've still got that to handle. So that's still going on. Yeah.
And because Kuwait doesn't have a tax treaty with the U.S. and the YouTube is a U.S.-based company, I have to pay taxes. And because Kuwait doesn't have a tax treaty with the U.S. and the YouTube is a U.S.-based company, I have to pay taxes.
Why do you lie so much? You don't have a Kuwait bank account. Your YouTube's not going into a Kuwait bank account. So it doesn't matter whether or not there's a tax treaty. I'm assuming there's a similar tax treaty between the US and Canada as there is to the US and Australia, which is essentially nothing. The US will hold royalties, which I think is like 0.05% of total income or something. It's very small because we have that treaty agreement. But what does it matter that you don't have a Kuwaiti bank account? So that doesn't matter.
So no, I didn't run away from anything. I ran away
unless it's going into Salah's bank account, but then it's bypassing Canada. Huh. Maybe.
Escape shitty stalkers, but also...
But it's all to do with, like, channel management and stuff like that. And I think it's a lot of work to get your AdSense changed to a different country, and I just don't think Chantal is about that.
I fell in love with somebody and moved here. And if he was wanting to milk me from YouTube money, he would want me to do the show.
Your tax bypass.
Makes sense. I told him how much you guys make on Lolcat Live, and potentially I could make just as much. Mm-hmm. Because look at the views I'm bringing you.
Okay.
If I were to engage on a regular basis with this lowbrow shit,
hey, Candy Cane.
But he said never. Because he cares about me, my mental health, and my journey to becoming a better Muslim.
I think he cares about his BS not being exposed to another group of people. That's what I think.
And trying to build a newer audience on different content, travel content. I have a lot of videos up of me traveling back and forth to Canada, Kuwait. Very interesting if you want to watch those.
Do you maybe want to make more of that content and less of the sitting on the couch, well, gaming chair, discussing internet drama? Because that's what you're doing. Oh my god, Annie, hi. Good to see you, love. Thanks for the super chat. I hope you're having a good weekend, love. Annie says, yes, Chantal, you have to pay Canadian taxes, but having to pay and actually paying are two different things. Have you filed for 2022-23 yet? Annie, I'm going to assume no.
He would want me to do...
She's got, what, like 3 years of back taxes plus, like, 2 years in Kuwait? Doubtful.
Show if he didn't care about me. And all he cared about was money. He doesn't need my money. To live in this building, you have to show your bank account and show that you have money and that you have a job.
Uh-huh.
To get a car here, the same thing. There's no proof.
But what about Wasta? Doesn't Wasta fix everything? Because I don't know whether or not Kuwait has the same, like, guarantor stuff as here in Australia, where you can technically rent a place, but if you've got someone who's guaranteeing that they have the money to cover it if you don't, Wasta. Like, isn't the conversation around Salah's family having relatively good positions in life? Wasta. like co-signing, yeah, guarantor. What's to stop that being a reality? Like, it seems a possibility. Worcester can do everything, apparently. Jax, thank you for the super chat, honey. Jax says, FFG happened to frequently visit that dispensary. Foodie was in Kuwait for months, while FFG went to the dispensary. FFG was there first. Thank you for the super chat, honey. I appreciate it. Happy Sunday.
My point of any of these baseless...
Worcester, stop that. Exactly one. Thank you for the pun. I will be claiming that.
No. Rumors. And I find it funny because Yaba's with someone who's literally gay for pay. But whatever.
That's a really shitty thing to say about someone, but okay.
So...
Not gay for pay. How dare everyone? Everyone's so disrespectful, thinking Poopy doesn't love me. He's only interested in my money, or the fact that he might get to Canada one day. That is so... That's terrible. You're all awful, terrible people. Meanwhile, Chantal.
The fact that someone like FFG, looking like she does, look shames me. It calls out my behavior. Where? What behavior? Me eating on camera. When they do.
What was Foodie gay for, Morris? I don't know. Gay for old mate. Apparently. Yuck.
Eat like that behind the camera. Because this bitch claims to eat pineapple. And she's... Look, the last time she cammed up, this picture, 2 years ago. What do you think she looks like now? She's like Dorian Gray. I'm sorry.
Again, cry more about being disrespected about the way you look and being fat-shamed, but also in the same breath, you're a joke. Kathleen, thank you for the super chat, honey. Kathleen says, Keem and Lolcow Live said she didn't bring any views. It was all Yabba and FFG who brought it, and they're having Yabba on tomorrow. Oh, nice! Chantal. Oh, thanks for the super chat, honey. That's great. I mean, surely Chantal can't be so ignorant to the fact that the community, like her community and the reaction channel community are very different sizes, right? They're very different. And that's different between reaction channels, compilation channels, clip show channels, everyone, right? Everyone has like a different size audience. People like what they like and they don't what they don't, and that's fine. But it is interesting that Chantal thinks that because she is the main character, that means that everybody enjoys her and she's the reason. And I guess in the logic, like, Chantal is the reason why, but she's not the defining factor. Like, she's the topic of conversation. She isn't the she isn't the creator, the host. Like, she is a part of the entertainment, but she isn't the entertainer. And he thanks for the super chat again, love. And he says, remember everyone, Kuwait and the Middle East in general, the only places where drugs, homelessness, organised crime, and white-collar crime doesn't exist. It's so strange. But also pet shelters. It's very weird. The only place. Thanks, Annie.
No way. Make her cam up. If she's going to talk shit, it's only fair. I'm just saying, before you just accept it as truth, do a little more research into the people you're...
Lottie, good to see you, love. Happy Sunday. Lottie says, pour one out for Foodie's Russian female lover. She was quite tall from memory. The romance scam that almost was. Also, hi team. You'll be happy to know Sunday grocery shopping. Our grocery shoppers think I have some very strong reactions to produce.
You're letting on your show. And that's what drives them nuts, and that's why they hate. Because I'm trying to be a better person. They don't...
Llama, good to see you, lovely.
...have that old me that they can drag when I was in an abusive relationship, when I became addicted to drugs, which I don't find funny. I don't find that funny. So... FFG was in a very similar situation, so I don't know why she's even talking about someone else's abusive relationship. She was with someone who was worse than Natter. She was in an abusive relationship. Actually, if you go on Kiwi Farms, FFG, also known as Anne-Marie Feldman, has 9 evictions. 9. And this bitch wants to talk about my financial situation that I have nothing to show. You sit there in your lonely, smoky apartment, sounding like you have stage 5 emphysema.
Go, like... shadow box or something. I don't know. Take do something better than this. Voodoo, thank you very much for gifting 20 channel memberships. That's very kind of you, love. I appreciate it. That's not at all required, but thank you. Welcome back to Andre, Chloe. Who else do we have? Rat Eyes, Tenacious, Ufta, hello, Land, Kazaya, Wheezy, Sun Shower. Oh god, there's so many. Daffodil, hello, Kitchener Mum. Enid Cranberry Sauce, hello. Sindala, hello. You tripped and fell, Baroque? Oh, okay. Don't ask questions, I won't. Jamie, Shauna, Joe, Candvia, Space Duck Puppet, and that's everyone. Also, thank you very much to Upsetty Spaghetti Bonus Noodles for gifting 5 channel memberships. Welcome back to Abika, Woozy, Tisha, Curious Cat, and Delaney. I think that's everyone. Y'all, enjoy your gapes, enjoy your crumbs. Please make sure you thank the fabulous Lord Baroque and the wonderful bonus noodles for the gifted memberships. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
Smoking out your dog and stolen cat and have nothing. Nothing. You still have this shitty van you had when you stalked me 2 years ago.
Stop hiding behind me. Go away.
You still have a computer with no web camera. I really don't understand where you come off. You sound like a huge fat hypocrite that you are. Like, and before they bring up again, oh, she's an abuser, this is her next thing. If she can't get me on the doxing her number 2 years ago, which is why she says she's going to forever make videos, it's the cat abuse. Now, I've been on YouTube since...
I mean, I make the videos because I have a good time here. But, you know, different strokes for different folks.
2017. And these people have seen me and my pets for years.
Yeah.
I've been an amazing pet owner. I would never hurt I would kill myself. I would cut my arm before intentionally harming my animals.
You're a lazy, self-centered cat owner.
Hey everyone, so here's some songs that I sing regularly to BB.
No, I don't need that.
I used to listen to
since 2004. And I had a 5-year-old cat. Now, the older cat, when cats get older, I'll put some insertions here since Siley knows it all, and said that cat's nails don't grow faster. Yes, they do, B. Yes, they do. Elderly cat's nails...
Right, so it's almost like if you have an older cat, you should schedule grooming more often.
Grow faster. And you're going to hear the story again because you keep accusing me of abuse, so fuck you. You'll listen to it. Because they stop scratching and grooming.
The funny thing is, Chantal, we can just stop listening to you at any time. It's fine. We can talk about legumes again.
They're very old and near death, okay? Like the aging process. That's why my younger cat's nails were fine. My cat's taking a shit right now because she doesn't... Anytime she hears the word FFG, she goes for a shit.
How is her wound healing, Chantal, after 3 weeks? How's Julia's wound? Because, again, just for context, I don't think anyone's new here, but just in case you are, Julia has been unvaccinated and unspayed for at least 1.5 years. Chantal recently got Julia vaccinated and then spayed a lot longer afterwards than seems appropriate. And then Julia threw up the silver bandage that was covering the stitching. So then it looked like it had to be restitched. And now we're on week 3 and Julia's got a betadine, like antibacterial, antimicrobial wash because it's still not healed. So that's how good of a pet owner Chantal is.
So, now I was planning to travel to Kuwait to get married. By the way, this bitch likes to talk about my fake marriage. You can't live together in Kuwait unless you're married, so. But she literally invented a whole ass saying she had a lumberjack boyfriend. Yeah, okay. A poster she probably kisses, because her face makes men sterile. There's no way. Anyway,
I prefer an imaginary boyfriend or chasing old maid across Canada for 2 years.
So I was planning to go to Kuwait. I had a roommate, Pete. He was going to take care of the cats. He lived with me at the time. I was going to Kuwait for 3 months, okay? That was how long the tourist visa was. So while I was in Kuwait, was going to Kuwait for 3 months, okay? That was how long the tourist visa was.
This is why she travels every 3 months.
So while I was in Kuwait, I video chatted Pete every day to check on my pets. If I was neglectful and didn't care, why would I do that?
Pete came out and said that that's a lie, that you didn't actually ask to see BBJ's paws at all. So
I was a neglectful pet owner. The SPCA came to my house 3 or 4 times at least.
Yeah, they did. And just for reference, they told you to clean up because it was a fucking pigsty there, and your cats were like not good with that.
At least 3, but I think it was 4, to check on my pets. Every single time, no abuse, no neglect.
No, they just told you should probably clean up everything. Also, curiously, was the SPCA involved with Timbit at all? Did they go upstairs into Pete's room, and check on Timbit at all? Or did they just come up to the first floor? Curious.
They left.
Daily, thank you for being here for 45 months, love. Daily says, late, so replay, but happy 4 years plus a month. Happy 4 years plus a month, love. Good to see you. Happy day. Happy weekend. Also, did the SPCA know that you refused to get your cats the feline leukemia virus vaccination at all? Did they know that those cats were living in a household with another cat that had FLV, and you refused to take them to get a very simple shot, from my understanding? No, because they probably would have told you should do that and clean up your shit whole of a house. Okay, good. I'm glad we've clarified that.
And they did that because trolls called, because they listened to this outrage from this bee that I wasn't feeding my pets. I don't even know where it comes from. They pull it out of their ass. Anyways, about a month and a half in, I called Pete's on video, and I wanted to see my cat BBJ's nails because they had been cut shortly before going to Kuwait. Now, I know they need to be done.
Ellie, yes. She had the SPCA, I think, visit once or twice because we got told about it. But there were, from memory, when that creator went to where Chantal had lived and asked her neighbours if they had any gossip, they had said that she did have a lot of stickers from, like, missed visitation from the SPCA.
Usually every 3 weeks. A month would be, like, pushing it. So that's why I was checking. He picked her up, showed me the claws. They looked...
Lies. Pizza said that this didn't happen.
Okay, they looked a bit long, but I think, like, I couldn't really tell. He couldn't tell either because there was a lot of hair, but they didn't look ingrown or anything, like, from what I could see. Sam's, fine. My other cat, my younger cat. Because
it does not take, like, a day. The other thing to remember in all of this is Chantal got home from Kuwait and waited 3 weeks before actioning anything with BBJ. I don't understand how you don't get home, see your cat literally, like, clickety-clacketing on top of their nails to the point where the nails were impacted into the pads. I don't understand how you live around that for 3 weeks and don't do something about it. Like, that's monstrous. That's bad.
Scratches. So, when I came home from Kuwait, I didn't check her nails right away. I was preoccupied with dealing with all the online bullshit, dealing with moving. I had like a month to move.
Yeah, it's her hater's fault that she wasn't caring for her cats at that time.
Pack up my...
Right, we call that neglect, Chantal.
Whole house, move to another country, trying to decide stressfully what's the best option for my cats. Do I rehome them? What do I do? Bring them on the plane?
Yeah. Chantal's priority was rehoming her animals so that she could get back to her loophole husband in Kuwait before he cheated on her, over actually getting her animals any veterinary care. The other thing to remember in all of this is that Chantal was not on on a schedule for when she was back in Canada. She's from Canada. She's from Canada, and she continued to pay rent on the luxury villa for quite a time after all of this. So Chantal wasn't on a schedule to go back to Kuwait. She could have taken her time. She could have taken her animals to the vet, cared for them, lived in that room for another 2-3 months. She didn't need to relocate her animals in that time, and she didn't need to get back to Kuwait within 4 weeks. She chose that.
You know, like, I had a limited time to make decisions. So eventually, after about maybe a week or so being home, I checked her nails, and they were ingrown. Like, they were ingrown into the pads because she wasn't scratching or anything. And Sam's nails were not ingrown. So if it wasn't because she was elderly, how is it then that Sam's were fine and hers were not when they were cut at the same time? You know? And immediately when I saw that, I felt horrible. I felt like shit.
Good.
Okay. So I made an appointment with her vet to get her taken care of, and I was deciding...
Lies.
What to do with her, because the last vet appointment she had kidney disease, she had all kinds of issues, arthritis, issues that like an elderly cat would have. And I thought it would be cruel.
Weird that you allegedly had that vet visitation booked in for the same day that you gave up your cat. That's weird to me. I don't believe that.
Well, maybe to rehome her with all those...
I think, so what had happened was Chantal found someone online to take her cat. And then at like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, the day of the giveaway, she was literally messaging that person and said, oh, hey, I've got a vet appointment at like 1 p.m. And then the other person said, oh, don't worry about it. Because Chantal had gone on record for the last 3 weeks talking about taking BBJ for an end-of-life consultation, which is what it was called, with a vet. And within that whole conversation, it had turned to, if Chantal takes this animal to a vet, there's a very high chance that she's just going to put it down because it's too hard to find someone else to take her, to assist her with her like veterinary needs and all of that. So the community had a very high level of concern for if Chantal actually took BBJ to a vet, we wouldn't see BBJ again. So anyway, that's that timeline explained.
Issues, and she's been with me for so long.
Oh, Jesus, what does it say? Apparently when FF Ghoul stole her and took her to the vet, she had a UTI because she had kidney disease and didn't get to take her to the vet myself because she snatched her away for clout. That is a fucking lie. That is a fucking lie. before you spent 3 months in Kuwait, you went with Roman L. Roman to have BBJ see a vet. I think that was actually 6 months before this. To see a vet. And the vet told you, please bring BBJ back. She needs blood tests done because we don't think her kidneys are good. And also, she needs to have her nails clipped because she's older and she can't scratch. That information is not incorrect. It is correct. You refused to do any of that stuff because you were too busy gallivanting around the world to show your haters that you were desirable and this fucking romance scammer on the other side of the planet wanted to marry you. That was more important to you than taking care of your cat. You were neglectful. You can't argue your way out of this.
If the vet examined her and recommended that it would be in her best interest to be euthanized, then that's what I was going to do, possibly. I didn't even make a decision yet, and this FFG loudmouth bitch was already shaming me for that. And here
you said on a stream, what was the quote? BBJ will be buried in a bag, not a box, because that's what they do to cats. That's what you said about your cat of like 15 years or however long. Like, the defiance and the hatred in Chantal made an entire community think if that woman takes that cat to a vet, she's getting put down. And that's not because we do dislike Chantal as a person, but that's got nothing to do with fat phobia. That's not got anything to do with the way that Chantal looks. That's because Chantal is a nasty, hateful, vengeful person. And an entire community did not get fooled into thinking, oh no, this lie out of nowhere reaction channels have built that if Chantal takes that cat to a vet, she's going to put her down. For 3 weeks, she was threatening to put the cat down because she was fighting with people in her chat or reaction channels. She's fucking bonkers, mate. Bonkers. Yeah, laughing about dirt naps didn't help the general perception. No, it didn't. Serenity, thank you for the super chat, honey. Serenity says, own 5 cats over 35 years from kitten to elderly. Foodie is a neglectful, abusive, piece of shit pet collector. Definitely not a cat mum. By the way, happy holidays, Poppy in chat. Happy holidays, lovely. I hope you and the cats are going well. Thank you for the support. I appreciate it. And agreed. Like, I don't understand what Chantal doesn't get about the way that we see her pet ownership. She does it so that she has someone to give her affection. And that's it. And that's a history of Chantal's pet ownership. And she might have been better in the BB days, because I think BB was probably a little bit more conscious of how often the cats needed to see a vet. But once she was in the luxury villa, I'm pretty sure BBJ only went to the vet once while they lived in the luxury villa. Timbit never went. And Sam probably didn't go either. Which is really sad. MPT, thank you for being here for 20 months, love. MPT says, Poppy, don't forget the pretty litter long before that. Oh yeah, the blue litter that she was just covering up and or taking turds out and flushing them down the toilet, covered in liquid absorbent litter, so much so that she blocked up 2 of the toilets in that place. Fucking gross, man. Jack, thank you for the super chat as well. Jack says, get the fire extinguisher, pants are on fire. Been on fire for this entire thing. I didn't realize how deep in the lies she was going in this. I thought I was going to get to cover everything today. And not Teardrop in the chat. Thank you for the super chat. Teardrop says she's a victim of her own stupidity.
Here's the kicker. This hoe euthanized her 2 dogs in the same year.
Exactly.
Nobody questions that, though. Nobody questions that. So this psychotic bee, I ended up deciding to rehome her if I could find someone eligible with experience with elderly cats.
Voodoo, thank you for the super chat as well, love. Voodoo says, Foodie to Julia, do you love me? Never says I love you. No, never.
If I didn't care, I would
never. And she literally only keeps pets so that she has something to give her a form of attention. She pays for a loophole husband and she gives treats to cats, and that's what she wants in the world. It's not about being kind or loving or generous to other people. It's about what she gets out of it. Shits herself, thank you for the super chat as well, love. Shits herself says, saddest part is how much BBJ loved her. Yeah, and it was really sad. BBJ was very, very, very affectionate towards Chantal. And Chantal only really had eyes for Sam and the suckling, but that's a different conversation.
Just shipped her to anyone. So somebody messaged me on Instagram and kept messaging
Honestly, being a content creator on the internet and admitting to loving when your cat suckles on your stomach and kissing hamster testicles, it's not a good look. It's not a good look.
I was ignoring it at first, and they were like, I would really like to take BBJ. They sent me a picture of a house, probably not even theirs, because I asked to see their living conditions, which if I didn't care again, she said, I have experience, I'm a sick person, I have experience taking care of elderly cats. All lies. It was all a decoy of FFGs. This person's a psychopath, I'm telling you, you don't even know it, to come and get the cat. So what she did was she put on a fucking disguise, hid behind a snowbank, came to my house, had her brother come and get the cat, saying it was the husband of this woman that I trusted to take my pet, the pet I've had for 20 years.
Yeah, we know. You got bamboozled out of BBJ.
And she literally...
We were there. We experienced it.
Stole the cat. And then she milked it for content and money. And she keeps milking it. She made calendars of the cat. She's like, I stole your cat. She rubs it in. Like, she, you know, like just likes to rub it in there. And I'm the vile person, though, right?
Do you remember that? Do you remember that stream after it came out? Oh, she was so mad.
Never done fucking shit like that to anybody in my life. Never. I've said some bad shit when I was drunk about my abuser and his current girlfriend. Yeah, I did that.
Right, and you neglected cats, and then you had the cats taken away from you.
But no. So yeah, she did that. So
you have 24 hours to return my cat.
And in the messages between me and this lady, I said, I'm going to take my cat to the vet.
I have!
I'll do it, don't worry. I said, are you sure? Because she has embedded nails and I need to take care of it. And she was like, no, it's okay, I'll take her.
I love the collective lore that we all share. It makes me so happy.
Now you know why. Because she took the cat and she went into the vet and she said, I got this cat from a very badly neglected abuse situation. And of course, that's what the vet writes up on the report, right?
If the vet sees that your cat has impacted nails and is malnourished, then yeah.
They see the nails without knowing the whole context behind it. So the fact that they say I'm an animal abuser based on this incident, it's ridiculous. And I don't care at this point if people want to think that.
We literally can see it with your current cat, Foodie. Not spayed, not vaccinated for a year and a half of their life. Not put in a cone after they've had major surgery, to the point where they're very able to access the suturing and the bandage, so much so that they throw up the bandage. And then 3 weeks after being in an operation, having to have like anti-infection medication because you refuse to put a cone on your cat. That's neglect, Chantal. That's what that is. Like, stop being terrible.
People who know me and love me,
nothing has changed, know
that I take care of my pets. I've loved my pets all those years on camera, and I continue now. My cat, I showed you, my cat's very well taken care of. So it's just a smear campaign. It's personal. You ask these people if they would ever just let it be bygones, and they're like, no, I hate her. That's your motive right there. She has every motive in the world to be a lying sack of shit, and she's gonna literally just keep her mouth running herself right into the fucking jail. I'm telling you, it's gonna happen.
Oh, people are going to jail. Lane, thank you for being here for 26 months, love. Lane says she acts like this is the only time, but it wasn't. No, it wasn't. There's a long history of Chantal being a shitty pet owner.
Or a civil suit. I mean, I have so much.
Like the fact that she was told that her cat had arthritis and still put their food and water bowls up on the bench so that she could be there in front of them, so she could get attention from her cats instead of putting it on the floor to help her cats not be in pain while having to jump around the kitchen. Bro.
On her, that it's just ridiculous. Like, so please know what you're doing before you have these idiots on. I don't expect anything more from this show. I wouldn't expect anything, at all. Like, you're taking the word of somebody who's a complete psychopath. Shaming.
Again, it's very strange that an entire audience base would go along with a lie when it's visible. Do you know what I mean?
Me for my finances when she literally was evicted 8 times. Can you imagine that? Lolcat Live. I've never been evicted. Imagine being evicted, going to court for even once is a lot. So 8 or 9.
God, imagine going through 2 bankruptcies and refusing to pay your Canadian taxes while making 6 figures off of YouTube. Ha! Crazy.
9 times, and all the documents. Court versus Anne-Marie Feldman. Court versus Anne-Marie Feldman. All on Kiwi Farms.
Shits Herself, thank you for the super chat, honey. Shits Herself says, heads up that if I ever change my name, it will be to you have 24 hours.
Yeah, I'm a messy person. I am weird.
I love that.
I can laugh at myself, but the OnlyFans thing is a part of my past that I'm not actually comfortable with, and I didn't realize that till after I was on the show. I wasn't actually threatening anybody with the FBI on the Lolcat Live show. If I threatened anybody, it was the person distributing the pictures. And yeah, there's probably nothing I can do about it. And
Blah, blah, blah. Boop, thank you very much for being here for 2 months, love. Boop girl says, hi, doll. She drives me nuts. The hypocrisy. I know, it's wild. Wild. It's my favorite TV show. Exactly, Teardrop. Thank you for being here for 22 months, love. Exactly says you have to have a place in your name to have an eviction. Oh, that's true. Burn her. The only reason Chantal really doesn't have one is because she's always used someone else's name on rental agreements. Mostly Pete's. Sometimes Bibi, but mostly Pete's.
So go ahead, like, revel in the fact that you're a shitty human being for doing that to somebody trying to move on from their past and shaming them for their private parts or shaming their nudes. Like, it's just insane to me when I'm sure that kid behind the camera, Wings, Boogie, all of you probably, Tina, you probably don't look any better naked, okay? So just take yourself...
I don't want to talk about people naked. Hannah, thank you for the super chat, honey. Hannah says, if this was a speakeasy and we had to have a Chantal-ism as a password, I'd choose Mr. Relish Man. What would be yours? 24-hour cat return. Oh, that's a hard one. Thank you for the super chat. That's a good thinker. What would be the secret phrase?
Notch. And the fact, what does that tell you? The fact that I knew she wouldn't show her face. I said, there's no way that FF Gunt is going to go on panel. And Scabba, Dabba Doo-Doo, they're not going to go on panel because they're not going to show their faces. They're cowards. She has the nerve to say that I lie about my weight loss journey. Losing weight is not easy, Boogie. You should know that. When you have an eating disorder.
My husband.
Documented eating disorder and food addiction. And...
Just eat carbs is a good one.
In fact, doesn't make you a bad
I hate fucking at Dee is iconic one.
Person.
I agree.
It makes you a person that you should strive to be better than yourself, but we all have issues. By the way, Yaba's history is even more darker than that. You should look at her Kiwi Farms thread.
Chantal, I've got 2 more pieces of content here, and if you're going to talk about like child abuse and shit, I'm not interested.
Her and her wife have bullied somebody with mental illness. They deleted themselves. I'm not saying that's the...
Ooh, Lord. I did see the clip on this one from, I think, KEEMSTAR. Like, it was on Locale Live. And Keem was talking about they had a interaction with someone who unfortunately took their own life later on, and he was accused of bullying that content creator as well. Mel, thank you for being here for 44 months, love. Mel says, my password is soaked purple mattress. No, wasn't it DNA soaked purple mattress? Was that it, Mel? I think it was. You're right. Ooh, yuck.
Kiwi Farms thread. Her and her wife have bullied somebody with mental illness. They deleted themselves. I'm not saying that's the reason, but it didn't help. Her husband...
You are trying to tie those two things together there, Chantal, so... Great.
Came on camera announcing her death because she was defending me. They went after her and ambushed her.
Oh, is Yaba discussing that on Locale Live? Okay, right. Well, that would be interesting.
And she already had mental illness. Her name was Little Mama. Her husband came on. She had 5 or 6 kids she left behind. And he was crying about it and saying, you know...
I think I saw that video. I think it was a video of Little Mama sharing her thoughts and opinions on Foodie. But I think that's all I really saw around that topic of conversation.
Hinting that the bullying didn't help, and they didn't believe it. So Yaba and her wife called the funeral home to make sure that she was dead. Yeah, lovely people you have on your panel talking about how I'm evil. Yaba has kids with a pedophile.
Chat, I'm so sorry. I'm skipping over this. Every time Chantal talks about it, I hate it. So, sorry.
He had a heart attack and died. So after they knew about...
Still talking about it.
But they should cam up before they talk shit, okay? FFG looks like Tina. Tina looks like what FFG...
I don't... Like, I've made that... I've had that conversation a million times where, like, Chantal weaponizing, like, a fucking tragedy and a kid being harmed as a gotcha moment for reaction channels. I'm not. Doesn't fill me with good feelings. Leander, thank you for the super chat, honey. Leander says, hey, Foodie. It's not a flex. Oh, thanks for the super chat, honey. And Annie, thank you for being here for 46 months. Annie says, mine is prove it. Thank you. Guys.
He will be in 20 years.
Thanks, honey.
And Yaba's a rabid chipmunk hillbilly. So they wrote him a glowing obituary. They put the child...
No.
Was popping up that this guy Marty was live stream after, and like Wings even said himself, he told Marty, like, hey, like, cut this shit out, you know, because he does the worst. He goes really, really low. And that's why he did it all on live stream, what he did to my mom. And he incriminated, because he can't get me here. He incriminated himself, and I had to call the cops. They got the FBI involved. That's what happened. Fucking right. All I said was one comment, and he couldn't handle it. I was talking about how I can't stand Marty, which I'm apparently not allowed to have that opinion, because of how he kept going after Cyrex. Like, we get it. That's all I said.
That's not all Chantal said, but okay, you can go back and watch those streams.
Now that I know more about the lore, okay, fine, whatever. Whatever. I don't even have an opinion, just whatever. What he did is gross, yes, of course. But anyway, I didn't write him a glowing obituary. You know, I didn't make a tweet saying put some respect on his name. Did I? No, but you did that to a PDF file.
Skip.
And I just have to not give it to them. I have to learn that. And I just wanted you to know who these people were, and that pretty much everything they said was bullshit. What is this shit about? You sounded so stupid, yeah, but like, you're not funny. Like, these people have children. It's embarrassing. I can't imagine, like, what the fuck they're going to turn out like with parents like this. I'm sorry, but I would be mortified if my parents were online bullying fat people all day and making funkle jokes and talking about our finances, sex life, whatever, with no proof of anything. You're not in my bank account. Your fat ass is not in my bank account. It never will be. So keep speculating, but we all know that you had to buy a 7K printer on credit and threatening to dox people. You threatened to dox your entire list of people who bought your...
What's wrong with buying things on credit? I love the points.
Merch. You're shitty Temu Tumblr, so shut the fuck up.
See, if you pay it off by the end of every month, you don't earn interest, Foodie. This is the way that credit works. It's great. Pay it off by the end of every month, you don't earn interest, you get rewards points, you cycle through the points for, like, goodies. It's great. But you do need to pay your bills, which I know is a foreign concept for you. Anyway. Gossip, thank you for being here. Thank you for being here for a month. Gossip says she's giving Irma's vibes. I don't know who that is. Thank you for the support, though, love.
Wait. Before I swear even more, I need a swear jar. My point is, yeah, I'm weird. I mostly did a lot of story times. I talked about my life very openly before. I'm not that person anymore, so...
Serenity says, that's how I get frequent flyer miles. Exactly.
Yeah, I'm covered up now. I don't do any of the crazy things that I used to do. But if my husband was with me for money, he would want me to be on the show. And he doesn't. He doesn't think it's good.
I think he probably doesn't want you on the show because there would be more and more conversation about him.
For me, with the direction in life I'm going now, the person I want to become, and he's right. And it's not about control. It's about what's best for me. He's my husband. He looks out for me. Whatever. He's more than proven himself to me since, and he's a wonderful providing person. And what they say about the money just doesn't make sense if you look at it in that perspective, that if it was about money, he would be pimping me out to your show. 100%.
No, Chantal, you asked to come online. Didn't you ask to go on Locale Live afterwards and get paid for it, and you got told no, and that's why you didn't do it? And that's when you claimed that you were violated because you weren't paid? Curious.
So, I came on your show. I partook in the behavior that is not my life anymore, and I regretted it.
Just the content that you love watching. Okay.
And I was mad at myself. Your show is what it is. Keep doing you, whatever. But that's just my opinion. Passing around a woman's genitalia and laughing at it just tastes really bad for a man to do. And yeah.
Yeah, look, like, I mean, it's... that's on the other side of my line. Like, don't get me wrong. But, like, please also... like, acknowledge the fact that you put it out there for public consumption. You put inappropriate shit in your YouTube content. This is outside of OnlyFans. You put inappropriate shit in your YouTube content. And that's not our fault. That's not our fault. Sorry, girl.
That's my opinion. So that's, yeah. Also, there's a lot of reaction channels who react to these two sows.
Sorry, I thought she was just saying there's a lot of reaction channels. I was going to wait. C-Smoke, thank you for the super chat, honey. C-Smoke says, now why would she delete this? Oh, why would she delete this? I'm not really sure. I don't think she's probably standing by this for any good reason. Maybe she'll be a special guest on the stream with Yaba tomorrow or whatever. That would be fun. The
Gaining Ground. Yo Mama is hilarious. You should have him on your show.
Poppy Syntax, he's just like a guy. It's pretty cool. Throdian, thank you for the super. I thought we were just naming people who are on YouTube. Throdian, thank you for the super chat. Throdian says, I'm getting 2 business class Plane tickets to Japan from Eastern USA for free because of my credit card. Oh, have a fantastic credit score. She could never. 13, congrats, mate. I hope you have a great trip. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. No, I don't think Chantal can get credit anymore, right? Because of everything. Yeah, I don't think so.
Roast these women, but he probably won't want to, but you should watch his streams.
I don't spend a lot, but like grocery shopping and stuff, like get the points. I save them up for the end of the year and then I give out like gift vouchers, like gift cards.
What else? They're bigger lolcows than me at the end of the day. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say. I will not be entertaining these idiots anymore.
Okay.
I watched what I saw.
I'm never talking about it ever again.
On Hekate's daughter's stream, and I was actually surprised that it didn't trigger me. They just sounded like fools. Like, they have no... The things they were bringing up are so stupid. There's no proof. There's no base for anything. It just goes on, you know? But I did show you some proof of their degeneracy and their ugly mugs. And I suggest that they cam up. Because, again, if you are going to talk shit about people's looks, you 100% should cam up. How is that fair?
What if I came up and don't talk shit about people's looks?
You know? So, that's something I have on these idiots. I'm not ashamed of myself.
Well,
I don't have low self-esteem, honey. It's funny that you have a
delusion and self-esteem are two different things.
I need attention and I have low self-esteem. When you don't even have the self-esteem to show yourself on your own live streams. How do you do reactions without your face?
I mean, lots of people do.
Loony.
I just put my face up here because I know my eyebrows do a lot of the work.
Unbelievably hypocritical. Anyway, I'm done talking about these tards. I just don't. I can't. I don't.
Ooh, Chantal.
Have the time of day, and that's even saying something because I really don't have much going on in my life. But I'd rather sit with my thumb on my
Admitted.
ass than.
She admitted it. She's never busy. Get that on the clips.
Talking about these tards. I just don't. I can't. I don't have the time of day, and that's even saying something because I really don't have much going on in my life. But I'd rather sit with my thumb up my ass than entertain these people. That's more productive for me.
She admitted to it.
So I'm gonna go back to doing that.
Okay, you go enjoy fondling your butthole.
Anyway, thanks for listening. Ta.
Ta, bye. Have a great day. Oh my god, amazing content. All right, chat, we're going to move over to the next day, which is Chatty Morning Vlog in Kuwait. So much to talk about. This is 24 minutes. Hopefully this doesn't take me longer than an hour to get through. Oh my god, Zach, stop talking. Here we go.
I'm not going to be in rivalry, in fights, in competition with anybody.
Okay.
Anybody in life.
Well, you're not really competition for anyone, Chantal, so that's fine.
On the platform, off the platform. Except with the person I was yesterday. That's the person I'm trying to fight.
Okay.
So.
Hello, Foodie Beauties. Forever.
Hey, what's that? Is that their car?
Today.
Is that the Cherry? Okay. I thought the Cherry looked different.
Kind of cool, but they like prepare the coffee from this little coffee bus right beside the restaurant.
Oh.
And this is the drive-through. They just come up to you and they ask you what you want. And yeah, I already know the coffee here, so I knew what I wanted. But I'm sure they'd be happy to provide a menu if you asked, or you can go online. And yeah, pretty cool. Never saw this before.
You need to get out more. Oh, TD, nice. I hope you have a great morning.
Hi.
Oh
my
no,
God.
Don't get cat smell on you. Julia's gone through enough.
Gosh.
It's okay. Hi. Hi.
Fleas are clearly not a concern for Chantal. Oh, this poor baby.
So cute. Yes, you are.
You're chubby. You're chubby. Alright guys, so I have
Do you reckon she washed her hands? Nah.
my iced coffee. And there's going to be some sprinkler ASMR because the sprinklers are on and the windows are down. It's a beautiful, beautiful Saturday.
Uh-huh.
And I just wanted to talk to you
Pregnant. Yeah.
guys about some things, some
Okay.
updates.
Are you gonna rage because you've got the lippy on for it?
Let's try this coffee. Bismillah. Yum.
Oh, do you guys remember when she used to shake her ice at us? Better times.
Tastes freshly brewed. It is the morning, so
Right, you're drinking a coffee milkshake. Love.
coffee should be fresh.
I do it too. I do it too.
Morning.
But a good way to hide the taste of bad coffee is just to make a milkshake.
Does anyone, I don't know if they do this in the West. I've never gotten, you know, a car or knew anybody who had a car. When they bought it, they got a perfume with it. Like, this came with like a musk.
Girl, I think that's for the car.
And apparently they give away perfumes. But
I think that's for like the fabric in the car.
Actually does smell really nice, but it's not a car. I don't know if it's a car perfume actually. It might
I think you're an idiot. I think it's for the car.
be a car perfume, or I don't know, but it smells like a musky like cologne or something. I don't know. I just thought it was interesting. Let me know if that ever they do that where you're from. So yeah, I know people are gonna be like, it's because you stink. No, I smell really good actually.
Okay.
I smell like food and patchouli and rose vanilla. I smell nice.
And like sweat and shit. Not because I think she just smells like shit. I think it's because she shits herself constantly. Also, you're wearing this for like many days in a row. And I know that's been soaking up the sweat. Otters and Elephants, thank you for the super chat, honey. Otters says, thanks for being joyful in the face of lunacy. Happy Christmas. You too, mate. Thanks for the support. And Fairy, thank you for being here for 9 months. Fairy says her sunnies are up to her eyebrows, not on there. They're not touching her nose at all. It's great. That's how they're worn, right, Fairy? Up here.
So, anyways, I just thought I would talk to you guys about some things.
Mm-hmm.
Where do I start? I'm not organized at all.
Okay.
I am going to be doing a challenge on my channel and in my life.
Okay.
So, yes, I need you guys to hold me accountable for this. Here we go.
Chat, you heard her.
It's actually going to be a no drama challenge. You know, I always come on here and, you know, I always say that I'm going to do a lot of things. And
It's true. You do talk a lot.
I don't do
Same, but like you actually say you're going to do stuff. Just don't do it.
half of the things I say I'm going to do, and it actually like bugs me. I know that changing is it's easier said than done, but I really, really, really don't want to be dragged into drama online. I don't
Everyone knows polyester breeds.
like how it makes me feel. I don't like how it's the negative vibes it gives off. It's just not healthy, and it's really just time consuming, and I can think of so many ways to focus on myself and better myself that I just don't want to focus on anything else, you know?
Okay.
I want to focus on becoming a better person that I always say I want to. And part of that is, actually I was watching a podcast from a Muslim woman, and it just really, really made sense to me. And it made me feel enlightened after that podcast. And I realized
Sure, girl. Yeah, I'll give it a week.
that the no drama and the positive vibes have to start with, you know, changing how you entertain yourself. That's very important. The things that we consume for our brains, the things we feed our brains, are just as important as the things we feed our bodies. And I realized that I was paying attention to how I felt after watching this, you know, podcast on Islam, and it just made me feel enlightened. It made me feel good, and it really inspired me. And
Oh my god, can you get to the point, please?
whenever I watch other podcasts or drama streams, people bickering at each other, backbiting, telling lies, rumors, all this and that, it makes me feel not good, you know, and it makes me want to do
Right, 6 months of being a viewer of LolCow Live. How to fight with them. Now we're here. This makes sense.
and say things that are not in my favor and just really do me no favors. So, anyway, the podcast was talking about how to clean your heart and soul. And I know it's going to sound like weird to non-believers and to people who, you know, people are just going to think I'm weird for talking. That's fine, whatever.
Can you just get to the fucking point?
Another one of the things I need to do is just do and say what I want and not worry about how other people are going to perceive it, because
You
know,
don't. You don't care how other people will perceive it. You just get defensive when people have opinions about it.
you know, there's always going to be somebody opposing what you say, and that's just how it is in life. So, but they were talking about, you have your heart filled with darkness, with hate, with illness, and just negativity, and it's actually really bad for your heart and soul. It's really not good for you. And to cleanse that and become a better person, you have to start removing the things that are basically causing you to be
Jack, thank you for the super chat. Chantal's brain is literally starving.
ill in that way. So, for example, as an analogy, when you have a wound that's infected,
We need an analogy for a concept that you still haven't finished explaining. Very good.
to start taking away the things that are keeping it infected. You have to take away the dirt. You have to take away the bacteria. You have to,
You know what might help with you? Therapy.
Oh, and you have to
What
cleanse.
happened to that intake form you were going to fill out and start going to? Is therapy still on the cards, chat? I don't know. I've missed a few things this weekend.
And that works, it's starting with basically removing negativity in my surroundings, removing people who don't want anything good for you in your life.
Right. Well, you could just stop watching any content about you on the internet. That might help.
Which is why, I'm happy with a smaller surrounding. I'm happy with very few friends, because I'd rather have few real people in my life than a bunch of fake people. Again, like,
where is Upline?
I'll say quality.
Someone got eyes on Upline
over quantity. So, a couple years ago, maybe two and a half, 3 years ago or something like that, I used to have a huge following, and I realized,
girl, they're still following you, just not like directly,
that the majority of those people didn't want good for me. They wanted me to be in a situation where I wasn't happy. They wanted drama. They wanted all kinds of things that I didn't want.
They always mix up her bookings.
And their support was conditional, and that's fine. Like I said, I really want to work on being consistent with creating positive content for people. I want to use my platform for good, not to tear other people down, and I have done a lot of that, and I don't want to do that. I don't, even in self-defense, I don't want to,
not Upline girl panda,
lower myself to a level that I'm not proud of, and that I'm going to have to work hard to get out of and make right with God, and I just really, really realized that that's what I need to focus on, and it's really hard. It's really hard navigating your way through social media when it's such a toxic place, and I don't want to contribute to that toxicity anymore. I want to make positive content, and if that means having a smaller following, that's okay. It might be temporary. Inshallah, maybe eventually I will bring in with a consistent, maybe in a year's time or something.
Why do you need to do YouTube though? I thought Poopy takes care of everything.
Few months time, if I really stick to this no negativity plan, maybe my content will draw in positive people, which will replace the negative ones. And that's
why do you need to worry about how many views and stuff you're getting if Poopy's looking after all the financials?
What I want to work on in a way, so I'm doing starting with, I'm going to
I think we are, Annie. Yeah.
With
yeah.
a 7
either that or a potato diet.
Days, no drama, no addressing drama.
7 days, no drama. That's the diet.
Type of thing. And I'm going to actually take a good break from live streaming just for a little bit while I'm doing this, because I find it, people come in purposely trying to pull me into drama. And I just always take the bait, and I just need to learn to not do that.
Are we going to Canada?
I really, really need to. And I just have to forgive myself for my past. Repent.
Canada.
To God about it. I have. And the good thing about Islam is, basically, when you become Muslim, you take the Shahada. Any sins you committed before you were Muslim are erased by Allah, subhanahu wa ta'ala. So basically, anything from my past, all of the stuff that's being talked about, distributed throughout drama channels, hate channels, whatever.
Yeah, none of it matters anymore because I've reverted you guys. That's not the same person that I am. Okay, animal neglector.
It's irrelevant in my life now. It's not going to go away, but it does in my life. And so basically, that's what I have to focus on. That's what I have to focus on, and just let people ruminate about things that are not, relevant anymore to me.
Okie dokie.
So yeah, that being said, I have filled out an intake for some psychotherapy. I will hopefully hear from them soon. Yeah, that's all I'm pretty much going to say about that. I might share some things that I've learned throughout it, but I'm not going to...
The last time she signed up for therapy was a Canada trip. This same thing happened this time last year. She said, I signed up for some therapy. Everyone was like, huh, that's interesting. And then she was like, guys, surprise, I'm in Canada. My therapist appointment is in Canada. Are we going back to Canada? There's a lot of similarities. Cinematic Jules, thank you very much for the super chat, love. Jules says, on behalf of all Canadians, bite your tongue.
I'm going to tell you, much more about that right now, because I don't really have much to share about that, but I did take that step because I realized, there are a lot of traumas in the past few years, and even before that in my life, that I've just bottled up, and I haven't dealt with these feelings, and it's a tale as old as time. If you suppress them, they eventually come out in ways you never would imagine, and they come out at times when something else triggers you to think of them, and that's what happened. And
okay,
we're
going to Canada.
Yeah. Does anyone else drink ice drinks no matter what season it is? I mean, it's winter here, but it's still not icy and snowy like it is in Canada. I'm Canadian. I'm used to winters being in the minuses, and it's not like that here. So it's still kind of summery for me. But the weather is so nice, and subhanallah, it's such a beautiful day. And yeah, it just makes me happy just to be out here. I'm just taking a break to talk to you guys, but I have other plans after this, so.
I thought you didn't have much to do but stuff your thumb up your butthole.
But.
So we just finished watching that.
I'm going to enjoy my Saturday in a positive way and just try to put everything behind me, and just try to ignore all the noise and just, you know, move on and really focus on what's important. You know, I realize that I'm not here to please anyone in life other than, you know, God, Allah. He's the one that I'm meant to please, and I've not been doing a very good job, as I've said many times. And, you know, this journey into Islam is very important to me, and I haven't been focusing on that like I should be. I have not been.
Oh Lord, this is last year all over again. Sorry.
You know, doing that, and I've just been focusing on all the wrong things, and it's been depressing and just not a good feeling. So that's what I'm gonna try to do. So, you know, inshallah, I will succeed at 7 days. Then I can aim for another 7 days until 7 days becomes a lifetime, and I've succeeded in my goal. So I have other goals, but I'll leave those for another time. I think, you know, I'm feeling.
God, this is a bunch of nothing.
Positive that I'm taking the first steps, and hopefully, my try now with this, and hopefully this try with therapy will be more successful than the other ones I've had in the past. I've tried so many times. Okay, so I wanted to talk about travel.
Ditto. You can't unsee her being stuck in a shirt.
I haven't been mentally very well, and also physically, and I think that...
I think it's just the way that she tucks it in underneath is all really messy.
No, I would just like to focus
like,
on
wear what you want, but also we've been doing this for 2 years now. I still don't understand how she's not watched a tutorial and invested in some like pins and stuff.
Myself a bit more before I travel. So, Salah was talking to me about been mentally very well and also physically, and I think that you know, I would just like to focus on myself a bit more before I travel. So
she's traveling in 7 days.
Oh,
she did this last time with Thailand, telling us all how she needed to get fit and healthy and better her stamina, and then literally like 10 days later she was traveling. Okie dokie, so home for Christmas it is then. Ha ha ha, Canada.
Salah was talking to me about taking a break from YouTube for a little bit so that I can focus on myself. So I'm really just thinking about that. I don't want to announce anything, you know, grandiose, permanent until I've really thought about it. I said I would think about it. You know, I would have to plan my time away to keep myself busy. What I want to do, stuff like that, you know, maybe go on some day trips with Salah. Really just enjoy our time together and strengthen our relationship even more, focus on ourselves, you know, and I think that would be a really good thing. But I would miss you guys. I mean, it wouldn't be forever, you know, it would be just a break, but
okay, she threatened a YouTube break like 4 days ago and then punched out like 6 pieces of content.
I think that,
but okie dokie.
I've never taken a real good break from YouTube, you know. I think that might do me some good, you know. Even people who work normal jobs, they need vacation time too. They need days off, you know. So I know my job is not physically exhausting, but it is mentally in a lot of ways. So I think that could do some good. So I just want to let you know I'm thinking about it. I haven't made any decisions. I really want...
This is 24 minutes of I'm thinking about doing a thing.
To also work on thinking things through.
Ironic considering at the start of this she acknowledged the fact that she talks about things and doesn't do it.
Before I actually make permanent decisions, because I have almost... I've brought a lot of pain on myself from being so impulsive, and you know, I want to talk about that in therapy. There's a lot of things I want to learn how to cope with. You know, I want some tools how to cope because, you know, I want to learn how to set boundaries for myself.
I thought she hated therapy because it was all just sit down and remember your childhood, according to her.
I want to learn how to, basically learn how to stop being so impulsive. I want to learn emotional intelligence, you know, even more. And I just want to do all those things, and I think you guys were right. Like, I think I do need some help with that from somebody who's trained to deal with those things.
Wow, no way.
So that's what I'm doing. So yeah, and you know, I also kind of just want to take care of myself and work on becoming in a healthier space, like work on my health and work on becoming healthier mentally in this time that I would take off from YouTube. Have it be a planned time off, not just like I'm out, I'm quitting, you know. No, I want to like plan it, and if I do it, then it would be,
Tix, good to see you, love. Thank you for the super chat. Tix says, does she have a bruise? Her cheek looks swollen. I don't know if that's just the filters and the like, I don't want to call it rosacea because I'm never really sure. No, she's got filters on. Like the edge of her skin is super fuzzy. See all of that around the right side? So I don't know. I think the filters are trying to make that redness into freckles. No idea.
I want to come back refreshed and have this break be beneficial in some way, you know? So that's basically what I'm focusing on. And yeah, that's, you know, just looking around, I like love Kuwait. I really do. I love that this is just my home right now, and it's just so amazing.
For now.
You know? I just really love it. The beaches, the palm trees, the winters are amazing here, you know? So there's so much positive content here I could do, and it would be a win-win. Like, it would be physical activity for me would be so healthy. It would be
You won't, because you're lazy, girl. We know you.
Interesting content for a lot of people who don't travel here. I'm telling you guys, if you can go to the Middle East, come check it out for yourself. Kuwait is a really nice country.
No, thank you. They don't like me.
Um,
That's me generalizing, but legally they don't. Not a big fan.
You know, go to Dubai. You know, even Iraq. There's tourism in Iraq now more than ever. I don't know about now.
And it's okay, Foodie. It's okay. Exactly, Teardrop. Thank you for the super chat, honey. Teardrop says, it's giving put the lotion on the skin mask. Exactly, Teardrop. Thank you for the super chat.
How the situation is, but there was not long ago. And the people are just so friendly there. Like, we know a few people.
Yeah. Okay, the people may be friendly and that's fine, but like legally, no thank you.
People from Iraq, and they're just always so nice. Like, it's just insane, you know? So, yeah, I don't know. So I'm just going to enjoy my day. Salah was talking about taking me out, you know, later somewhere. So that might be nice. That could be nice. Take me out now. That could be nice. If you haven't seen
Jesus, sound more desperate.
If you haven't seen Long Legs, you won't know the reference I just did. Somebody sent me a bumper sticker of, it said, let me merge now and it can be nice. Yeah, that's funny.
How did someone send you a bumper sticker? I didn't think you could get mail in Kuwait. Or was it just like a photo? It's probably just a photo.
Anyways, these glasses, man, I'm telling you, they look funny on me. I have a big face, so. Anyways, guys, I think that's all.
You have a big face and those glasses refuse to go any lower.
I wanted to talk about, really, just, you know, how I'm doing, kind of an update on that, more about my challenge and travel update. We're going to basically just postpone the travel for a little bit until I'm feeling better mentally and physically. And,
a week.
And whenever that will be, we're just going to...
A week? She does this all the time when she's trying to throw people off the scent. It's going to be like a week to 10 days.
Yeah, I might also take a break from YouTube, but if I do... it's going to be like a planned thing. I'm going to plan my time to make the best use out of it for myself, you know? I really need to do a health arc. I need to. It's dire, and I know that.
Oh, is it? We haven't spoken about health in such a long time. What do you mean?
So that's about it. Yeah, I know we were planning on going on a trip, but that will have to wait. And whenever we do, I will, you know, do like we did in Thailand. We will do vlogs, live streams, whatever. But I think right now I'm just...
So a border hop visa on, you think, Hathor? Yeah, probably. I thought they were going to do it when they were down by the farm, but the timing is better if they just disappear for a couple of days now. It doesn't even take a couple of days. It'll take a day of Chantal missing content.
From the internet, but when you're trying...
I'm planning, you guys. ...to
better yourself and stay away from negativity, you guys know how toxic social media is. It's not a healthy environment for healing. So... that's what I'm trying to do. So, yeah, I guess that's it. So
Is this it? Thank
appreciate
God.
you guys listening to
there's one more.
And I'm going to enjoy my day, and I really hope that you guys enjoy your day too.
Yeah.
Just be grateful for the little things in life. You know, it's the little things that are just priceless and mean a lot. And I find that gratitude for having a beautiful day like this just goes a long way. You know, it really does.
It's so good. Let's just watch her eat now. All right, moving on to Chipotle first impressions. We're going to skip over the nonsense cameo stuff. Ooh, we're out and about with Foodie. How fun for us. Let's go.
I still wish you a happy holiday.
Very loud.
Can you cameo today?
The Walk Mall in Kuwait. Okay.
There's a lot of options here. Shake Shack, Raising Cane's.
What time of day is this? So it's like 9 a.m. What is this off-brand Mario music? It's great!
Hi, you guys. All right, so I wanted to film in there, but I was like literally the only customer in there at the time. And when I walked in, there was a wall of employees.
Oh, we've got the edema from the glasses back. That's not good.
Behind the counter. And they're all like, welcome to Chipotle. I don't know if they had like a special training day, but there was probably at least 15 employees. And I was like, I'm not going to film that, you know? No. But I got my food. I got the bag. Chipotle.
Uh-huh.
So, the drinks were self-serve.
Oh gosh, you're so loud. I'm so sorry, chat. I'll turn it down. My bad.
So I got a large unsweetened iced tea. I love unsweetened iced tea.
That face doesn't tell me you love unsweetened iced tea, but okay.
Oh. I mean, it tastes like tea, like Lipton or something. I got some chips.
Of course.
Tortilla chips.
Of course.
And I have the chicken burrito bowl. It's very heavy. Oh my gosh. I heard people say that Chipotle's been skimping out on food, on their portion sizes, but I don't know. I feel like it's pretty big.
I'm sorry, did you just get a bowl of sour cream?
So here it is. Yum.
Ma'am, that's a bowl of sour cream.
There's cilantro rice, 3 kinds of salsa, sour cream cheese, pinto beans. That's it. They didn't have like mixed peppers or anything, but I didn't want guac.
Sour cream.
Yeah.
Did you forget to mention the sour cream and the cheese that we see there?
I have to be in the mood for it. I don't know. So let's take a chip and try eating it with a chip.
Girl, you turned a burrito bowl into a dip.
I don't know, as a spoon or something. So, oh my gosh. And yeah, there's chicken if I didn't mention that.
You also forgot to mention sour cream.
What in the heck? Beat a bite! Alright, here goes.
Does look good though. Do they have sizes of burrito bowls, or is it just one? Are they all this massive? Chunky. Ah, good. We've got sour cream on our cheek already. What a fabulous start to that day. Man, that... I've been zooming a lot in this, but... What do you think she's thinking about? Man. That's something. Christina, thank you for the super chat, honey. Christina says, you got me again, Poppy, getting my nails done. Oh, earplugs in, I thought, catching up with old videos, but your yelling voice comes belting out Foodie's community posts. Such a weird nail appointment. Well, say hi, Christina. Thank you for the support and the super chat. I'm glad you're getting some self-care in today. Oh, dear. Okay.
The chips feel a little bit stale. Wait. Okay. They're not stale. Yum. Okay. I need some more bites because...
Never a fork.
Let me see.
God, this is so much food. That's a big burrito bowl. It's just the lashings of sour cream.
That's pretty good.
Is there normally lettuce in this? Is this just... From what she told us, this is rice, salsa, chicken, cheese, sour cream. Is there not meant to be like a salad portion of this burrito? I don't see that.
The meat options they had were barbacoa, chicken, and steak.
Oh, you can add what you want. Ah, I've never been to a Chipotle.
And the barbacoa looks pretty good. I was eyeing that, but I was like, chicken.
It's optional, right? So extra rice, no salad, extra sour cream. Got it.
Okay.
She said there's cilantro in the rice. That's basically a salad.
I'm trying to decide how I feel about it.
Oh, is rice optional as well?
Honestly,
oh, it's
I
all
like it.
optional. Oh.
But the chicken is tender. It's a little salty, and I like salt. So the chicken's a little too salty.
Saying I like salt while you've got, like, divots in your cheeks from your sunglasses. Calm down on the salt, man.
The grill flavor is nice. It's tender.
Why does she look completely different now?
It's hard to, like, the rice is well cooked. I've had a burrito bowl before where the rice was, like, crunchy, and so that's why I say that.
Oh, so you've had Chipotle before, so this isn't a first impression. Right.
The pico and, like, the salsas have really nice flavor.
I've just let that rice fall.
It is pretty good. I'm not gonna lie.
You want more sour cream?
I've had better burrito bowls.
Right.
This cost 5 KD and some odd change. I don't remember.
That's a lot of money. Isn't 5 KD like $20? $20 for a burrito bowl? That's insane.
It's so refreshing.
Isn't that like 20 American dollars?
Iced tea.
Sorry, 20 American buckaroos? That's a lot.
I think the burrito bowl was like 3 KD or something like that. And then
$16.29. Jeez Louise.
the chips extra. I paid for a little bit of extra sour cream because she put very little.
Just a little.
And then
bit.
for the large
just
drink.
a little bit of extra sour cream. I think she got like 3 extra squirts.
Ooh.
17 USD, 25 AUD. Man. See, this is the argument for meal prep, hey? Because, like, this is just a whole heap of things put in a bowl. You can prep all of this pretty easy. Make a little salsa, make a little pico, make a little rice, make a little chicken, cut it all up, throw it in a bowl. That's not going to cost you $25. And if it does cost you $25, you're making, like, 6 portions.
The salsa on here is really spicy. She did warn me. But I like that. I like whenever they say something is going to be spicy, and it's actually spicy.
She's melted off her taste buds, so...
I don't know how much extra the guacamole is, because I wasn't in the mood.
That's true, Voodoo. I do it with chicken all the time. I have a big drawer full of salad stuff that I don't often prep because I know it gets a bit, like, bad. But, like, lettuce, tomato, balsamic, sometimes a little bit of mayo, chicken, and then, like, either quinoa or rice or something and make up a little bowl. It's great. It's great. This is insane. This is... This is crazy. You know what? Even after 2 hours on the live stream, still got a terrible pause in me.
It is good.
Or barbecue tofu? Yeah. See, my problem with tofu is I only get, like, the regular blocks, and then I cut them up, and then I prep them, and then I cook them, and then I just want to eat all the tofu because it's crispy and delicious.
It's growing on me the more I eat it. The customer service is really nice. I was like, is this opening day? Because there's a lot of you working right now. I guess because it's new here at Chipotle.
Oh, pickled cabbage, Voodoo. That's a good use of cabbage if you find it like turning too quickly. Like make a pickled cabbage. It'll last longer and you can use it as like a tasty little like vinegar like zing to a salad. Real good. Zing, speaking of Zing, thank you for the super chat, honey. Zing says, I once had a roommate from Sri Lanka. Her grandmother sent over a spice blend just called Spice. Then my roommate told me I was too American to handle, nearly blew my entire head off. Thank you for the super chat, love. They said, that's hot. Be careful. And Lydia, thank you for the super chat as well, hun. Lydia says, what do you think would happen if she passed out or had a heart attack / stroke when out in public by herself? I'd say someone would help her. Yeah. Yeah, but it wouldn't be good.
Very popular in America.
Thanks for the super chat, hun.
And people are seeing the viral Chipotle bowls all over social media that they're probably expecting a big rush. I came, like, earlier.
Oh, I love a sauerkraut. I'm big on a sauerkraut, yeah.
Avoid that, because I've seen on social media rushes, like, actually, this is the second location they opened. I don't know when they opened it, but the first location that was open, and it wasn't that long ago, was in the Avenues Mall. So, do you guys eat your burrito bowls with a fork or spoon?
I do, yes.
Eating rice with a spoon is so much easier than with a fork.
Okay, just because it's easier. It also means it's quicker to shovel into your face hole.
I'm telling you.
Also, it's easier to eat rice covered in squirts of sour cream with a spoon. Mmm, delicious.
I'm gonna bring this home. Honestly, I have no problem eating a burrito bowl cold.
I thought they were cold.
Whatsoever.
God, the bottom of that car has got to have crumbs all through it now.
So, I'm in an area of Kuwait I've never been to.
Oh, they're hot? Oh! Okay. I'm thinking like a rice salad bowl. That's why. I'm off topic.
It's called it's called Ardea.
This bowl is insane.
I don't know if I'm saying that right.
See, I would get this and I would get like a little like cos lettuce and just pull them off. So I do lettuce cups and put these in lettuce cups. Ooh, delicious. Love a lettuce cup. Also, don't get me wrong, love a burrito. But like if you were watching carbs, for instance, I mean, I guess this is a bowl of rice, so there's that. But
I don't know. It's Saturday.
it sounds like Chipotle's kind of like a good but expensive, like kind of make your own situation type of deal.
I don't want to like eat too much. Mind you, it's pretty early, but
Oh, that sounds good, Voodoo.
my husband is taking me out later. So,
Oh, another piece of content? A date night? Maybe?
I'm gonna eat some of this now. Save the rest in the fridge.
Okay, well this was fun.
And he and I and one of his friends and his friend's wife are going out to eat.
Ah, double date. Is it Upline? Or is it Murad?
And then to their place for Arabic coffee and sweets. So yeah, it's gonna be a great day.
Okay. You might just Chanta. You might want to get changed for that, because I think you're going to be wearing a lot of sour cream on this 4-day-old look.
I need to go get some things at a pharmacy and then maybe take a walk on the beach. There's a beach. I don't know. I think the Marina Beach is not too far from here. So it's a really nice beach. I think Salah and I are going to do a complete series on our couples channel, inshallah, of all the beaches in Kuwait, because Kuwait has a lot of really nice beaches. Like, they're underrated.
That's going to be so much fun, because it's not as if you're going to go for a swim or anything. What are you going to do? Stand on it? I mean, it's nice to see the beaches, I guess, but I don't think that needs to be a series. You could make that a content. The wonderful beaches of Kuwait. You know what? No, I need the full frame for this one. Look at that. Look at that. That's wild. Are her eyes okay? Maybe, I don't know. Why does she have more makeup on one side than the other? That's what it is. I can see like mascara on her right side, like on the left side, but it does look creamy.
I know you guys are like, you don't see many people swim there, especially not in the winter.
Aren't you saying the winter is like 20 degrees? That's great swim temperature.
For me, I just like going there for walks or sitting near the water with Salah.
Great, so expect exciting content. It's a lot of sour cream.
Okay, guys, well, I'm gonna put the rest of this away. Has a nice lid. Ooh, spicy. I've just been wanting to try Chipotle because, you know, it's a very popular restaurant, and
I'm inspired now. I'm gonna do some meal prep today. I mean, I was always going to, but I think I'm gonna do like burrito bowls.
Yeah, now I know what the hype is about. It is actually really delicious.
So I haven't got any rice. I do have quinoa though. I'll cook that.
The meat is a little too salty even for my taste because there's so many sauces on it, like the salsa and stuff. Oh, spicy. And then I would say I would rate it. I would rate the food quality. I would give it actually an 8 out of 10. It's pretty good.
Okay, I don't care about Chantel's Chipotle review score. It's fine. All right, chat. Thank you very much for hanging out with me today. I appreciate you all. I hope you've had a great day. For those of you on the rewatch, thank you for your comments, opinions, and eyeballs. Chat, you've been lovely. I've been Pulpy. I hope you have a fabulous weekend. Please make sure you brush your teeth and your hair, wash your face, get your steps in, hug a loved one. Don't be a dumpster fire on the internet. And just have a laugh. Treat yourself well. Thank you very much for being here. If you'd like to hit the like button on the way out, I'd appreciate that. And I'll see you all in the next video.